Today on the Podcave, radio host Craig Carton. Now here's Jason, Michelle, and Goose.
All I want to know is Michelle's still single.
Yeah.
What's the Wi-Fi, Goose?
Wow.
Well, that's
Michelle.
the thing now. I'm working so much, I haven't even met anyone.
So your mind is totally off that now. You're focused on your career.
I am. Now that it's starting off, I'm like, F
Look
that.
at you go.
Listen,
Look at you go.
What we're going to do...
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Michelle, I
So
know you're a
excited.
bartender. You make a bunch of money,
Yeah.
and Jace, you're a physical trainer, and wipe your mouth. You got sugar all over your fucking face.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Okay, and we got Jace too, who's an editor. But there's no way that I'm working with an audio visual genius that has an iPhone 1.
Well, we never said he was.
I'm not fucking doing that. Okay, I can't even see.
Is that iPhone 1 or iPhone 0? What is that?
I think it's a 0.
I think it's a 0.
I'm
This
gonna
is
go
like
0.
I don't even.
Is that like the Ladybug?
This is a
version
3-inch
of the-
screen. You have a 3-inch screen.
You can't even
What
see
is this, Stu? Stu, listen, we got to upgrade this shit.
Dude,
Okay?
your fingers are way too big for
My
It's
that.
an
dog.
iPhone 5S.
My dog has a bigger iPhone than this. Okay, rookie.
that is tiny.
Rookie,
I'm disappointed in you,
Vino
Stu.
have more followers than
Wait,
me.
what is it? But no, this is not. Hold on. We
I'm
gotta
disappointed in you, Stu. You can do better than that.
Go. Yeah,
We got to upgrade you, buddy. Look, he's got the new shirt. Look at his new shirt. Thanks to Goose.
Fender.
Fender. By the way, Stu, you are a 3X. You're not a 5X. Okay, we all agree here. Stu, for everybody listening, Stu thought he was a 5X
Yeah,
all
I
this
think
time.
you're a 3X.
Absolutely. Listen, if Michelle's telling you that you're a 3X, listen to Michelle. Right, Michelle?
Yeah.
What?
You're
Yeah.
a 4?
But you know what? You look good in a 4X, though. That's what I mean. You're not wearing a 6X. There you go, Dirk. Exactly. But you're not wearing a bigger shirt than you
I
should
feel
be
like
wearing.
I'm sucking
Dirk's
in.
a medium.
On this shirt, I feel like I'm sucking in. Just saying.
I had to call my daughter. I don't even know what
I
the
like to
fucking
just be
password is.
free.
That's fucking pathetic. I don't know what my password is.
For your Wi-Fi down here?
Oh wait, maybe it's this.
By the way, we do have a guest joining us tonight. Right? We're waiting on somebody, right, Michelle?
Yeah.
Who's joining us?
Craig Carton is joining us.
So, Michelle, tell us a little bit about because
The show?
I've been
Yeah,
congratulating.
let's talk about the show.
Okay.
Yeah, congratulated Michelle on her
Thank
new
you.
position.
So I'm a co-host on Carton and Friends, and it's me.
Which is bullshit, and I was on today. Right?
Craig Carton.
And what did I say today? What
He
did
said,
she-
"Why isn't it Michelle and Friends?" Which fair point.
or Carton and Michelle.
Fair point.
Yeah,
I like that. Fair point.
I like
Yeah,
that too.
go ahead, keep going.
And then it's this guy Corey Parson who works for the Fantasy Sports Network. Also, I got the job because I had to go in an audition for it. It was between me and like 8 girls, I think it was.
Whoa. Hold on. Slow down.
Yeah.
So you had to audition.
Yes.
And it was between you and 8 girls? There was 8?
Yes. I think
Nice.
there was a couple. I think
I'm
he said
even
so.
more impressed now.
Yeah.
It was 8 girls.
It was pretty crazy. So I get a random phone call from this 917 number. It was about 3 weeks ago. And they're like, "Hey, is Michelle there?" I was like, "This is Michelle." They're like, "Hey, this is Craig Carton. Would you be interested in auditioning for this show that I'm going to be doing Monday through Friday, 9 to 1. We're going to start opening day, which was like the next week." So I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I went in. They called me back in 24 hours, and I got it.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're paying her shit, dog shit.
Hold on.
Well, yeah, but
That's
that
the
is your
clap,
friend's
everybody.
fault. That is Lewis's
Yeah,
fault.
we're gonna talk to Lewis.
You got to
We're gonna
talk to
call
him about that. They really low
Now,
blow
let me,
Discrimination.
Michelle, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because you've obviously had experience, right?
Yes.
You've done some stuff. You've been on camera. You've started your career already.
Yeah.
When you came to work with us, right?
Yeah.
When you started this podcast with us, which we've had a blast doing this.
Yes.
Do you think that helped you in terms of?
It totally did, because as soon as I told Lewis out that he was like, "Are you going to be handling?" Because Craig's like more unfiltered than you are. So when he told me that I was going to be we're doing the show with him, he's like, "Are you going to be able to handle him? Like, we need a girl that can handle him." I was like, "I work with Tony too." He's like, "Oh, if you can handle Tony, you can handle
So
him."
you just said you didn't say Tony and Jason. You just said Tony.
I said Tony and Jason, but he knew Tony,
all right.
and he
No, that's
said
all
that
right.
because
Jason,
you're,
you're
much
you're
more
like-
filtered than him.
Right, I got you. Well, you know what?
He's like him times 8.
Goose isn't as bad as I thought he would
I
be.
love
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. You know who the worst one is, Michelle?
Who?
Is this guy?
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
it
Dirk.
is.
Stu.
Okay, so he's like him times 8.
All right, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
How am I that bad?
Oh, dude,
really?
come on. How many times have I had to
You're in the
apologize?
under-
How many fires have I had to put out from you?
What?
Two that come right to my mind.
But they're really not that bad.
Hey, do you lick balls?
Yeah.
What? What did you say?
These two are fucking. Okay. That's not necessary.
Meanwhile,
So,
it's all
after
totally
a couple
unnecessary.
after a couple of beers,
Hey.
he was sitting there going, "They're fucking Juke."
No. Hold on. No.
I have it on tape.
Don't. Oh, do you really?
Yes.
Okay.
We had
video.
All right.
we had like Joel
Oh, that's gonna be edited
Osteen.
out.
We had like Joel Osteen on. Hey, how you doing? We'll go to church. Hey, how do you guys fuck? What? Who was it? What was?
What position do you like?
All right.
Oh, whoa.
That's like
is he here?
unbelievable. He finally got
Our
here.
guest is
All
here.
right,
All
prick.
right.
Wait, you want me to?
By the way,
one
has
of
anybody?
these Rick videos?
Hey, Goose, what day was it today?
Today's Thursday.
No,
Oh, today's your birthday.
yeah, there you go.
Hey, Jace.
Jace,
Jace
happy
Big.
birthday.
It's, how,
Big
hey,
4'9".
Dirk, how sad is it when I got to remind everybody at the table when my birthday
Well, you should
is?
put it on Facebook. This way the whole world will know.
I'm a little disappointed. The only one I was actually even thinking would remember would be you. But, that's all
I
right.
forgot, dude. I
That's-
can't
that's
remember.
all
My
right, man.
memory's
Listen,
shot,
that's why-
dude.
That's why,
But happy. Let's. Do you want to get a cake?
No. Well,
Listen, call up. Get a cake.
Dirk
we get a
gave
cake.
me-
A
Dirk-
candle. Get a candle. We need a
Dirk gave
candle.
me. So what were those, Dirk, that you gave me? What were those?
Do we have one? We could put it in one of the
What were they?
Zeppelis.
Yeah, I had something.
Get
on
a
it.
mic, Frank.
There was just
Yeah,
no
no.
candle in it, but that's right. Yeah, Frank.
Carvel, what's that, whale cake or something?
The whale cake.
Carvel whale cake.
No, but I had
What
the
is that?
desserts that you just with the sugar. I just ate something. It was good.
Yeah, the Zeppelis.
The Zeppelis.
The Zeppeli. You
It's
never had a
good.
Zeppeli?
No, but
They didn't have them in Michigan at the boardwalk
No,
in Michigan?
we had pasties, not Zeppelis.
pasties?
Yeah, we had pasties. You know
What
what,
are they?
you know what a pasty is?
Yeah, they're the things that girls put on their boobs when
No,
you go to a ship
that's a
joint.
pasty.
Oh,
No,
okay.
a pasty. No, a pasty is a
what?
it's a half moon pie. That's a meat pie. It's like a pie crust you fold over into a half moon and you pack.
Yeah,
it
they
with
sell them in
meat and
Jamaica.
potatoes. They're awesome, dude. I love them. That's what I grew up in.
You grew up with
the
those?
Upper Michigan. That's pasties.
You guys made a lot of casseroles
It's
up
a
there, too, and
Finlander.
shit?
It's a Finlander dish. They love the pasties.
Finlander.
You know where that started? The miners. The
What?
people that were the miners.
What,
That's
so you
where
didn't get coal in your fucking sandwich?
No, because they were easy to make and they were easy to pack, and they're just a meat pie, and it's just easy to.
Yeah, but
you
what
know.
kind of meat is it? Is it like
No, it's
meat,
just
like
it's
real
like
meat?
it's like a sirloin.
We need a candle. We need a candle.
Thanks, Dirk.
We got to have a fucking candle, man.
Hey, he tried. He tried.
man, pots and pans.
Hey, he's finally here. He's finally here. He's like a big fucking celebrity. Like we got to wait for his fucking ass.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Prick. Come on, man. We got God with the
Oh,
nice.
What's up, man? Jason. What's up? Nice to meet you.
Fucking half of provolone. Look at this. The fucking best. He ate half on the way over here, this prick. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We've all heard a little bit about
All right.
stew. Yeah,
What do you
unfortunately.
want? We got the chicken parm. We got
Zeppelis.
pizza, Zeppelis.
Listen, I was just telling everybody when we started this podcast, I thought the one I had to worry about was this guy.
Yeah.
In terms of just letting it all hang out. Unfortunately, the one that we really got to worry about.
That guy?
Oh yeah, he's fucking.
Yeah, I heard about the Hollywood Hard Rock trip.
Oh yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Forget it.
He didn't have a single drink on the airplane going down?
Listen, I just had to get him a new shirt.
This
You
was,
haven't trained him right
this
yet?
This was Stu's whole ride and his expression all the way down.
Just sent him on a bus.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right, Dirk? That was him the whole way. He'd never been on a private jet, and he was so
Yeah.
enthralled by it. He was just like this.
Yeah.
Whole
Well,
time.
not just that. I mean,
He's
he didn't travel for 10 years on an airplane.
Because he wasn't allowed to?
No, because he
Probably.
I guess his first
FAA.
marriage,
Probably.
his
They
first
banned him.
marriage or something like that, went to shit because all he did was travel, right? Yeah. Okay.
He's got
so
to
he didn't go on.
shit naked, so they don't want anybody in there that's going to get
Yeah, I heard about that.
unclothed.
Did you actually do that? You take off all your clothes
absolutely.
in an airplane bathroom?
Yeah.
That's why you got divorced, not because you traveled.
It was hard enough to get in the fucking bathroom.
No, I think that's why she
Yeah.
married him. I think she liked that.
Yeah. So he didn't travel for 10 years on an airplane, right?
Right.
So then
If
I'm
you're
like,
up and want to grab me a beer, that'd be great.
yeah. Where is
Hey,
it?
Stu, while you're over there,
And then
I love he fit right in. Look at this
I
guy.
know, he's perfect. So he doesn't, and he brought Calandra's bread, which is fucking beautiful.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Thank you, I appreciate
Oh, is that
that.
like a special bread?
That
Well,
won't
there was
go
a
to
car accident a few blocks away, so I stopped the carries. I got some spread. Thanks, man.
The other half of the cheese was on the ground, so he whacked it in half. All right, so let me finish my story. Hold it, shut up for a second. So 10 years he didn't fly.
Right.
And so we were going to go and get him on the private. So they were coming down to Atlantic City to pick me up. So the weight, we had a little bit of a weight issue with all the equipment and stuff. So we said, all right, let's get him so we got him a first class ticket.
All right.
And he got on the plane and have you ever flown first class?
Have they ever flown?
Once or twice, maybe.
Once or twice. So he didn't really know what to do. So I mean,
had a
he's a
camera on him.
raging alcoholic, right? He's a
Right.
raging alcoholic. If it's around, right? So he goes and he goes and he doesn't know what to do. So he's looking at the guy next to him.
Right.
So whatever the guy does, he
Copies
does.
it.
So the lady comes and goes, "Can I get you something to drink?" And the guy goes, "Water." He goes, "Yeah, I'll have one of those."
I'll
too."
have one or two.
And the guy goes, "Can I have peanuts?" He goes, "Can I have peanuts too?"
take some peanuts,
Then the
too.
guy would put his chair back, and he would put his chair back, like anything that the guy would do.
You look at the guy that punched you in the face.
Guy crossed his legs.
It's like Chris Hansen shows up. You're on like 2020, catch a predator. So Chris, I'm sitting next to this guy. Everything I did, he copied me.
Yeah, I farted. He farted. It's
It was
unbelievable.
like his high school buddies are on A&E. I always knew he'd be the one.
I knew it'd be that guy. There was something about
Of all
him.
the people in high school, he's the guy who voted most like you to.
Nobody's surprised.
Fucking copy.
Where are the bodies?
It was funny though, right? And then he
That's
got
a
on.
guy you can't like fuck with forever though.
No,
man.
Because I'm saying like, at
You
some
can fuck
point,
with me forever.
at some point,
I'm very easygoing.
he's gonna lose it.
Oh yeah.
And no, you will. I can tell. At some point,
He
you're
will
gonna
beat
wake
you with a
up,
guitar.
something's gonna happen.
It's gonna flip a
and
switch.
The first guy in front of you is fucked. I'm just hoping it's not me.
Listen, I like him. He's my friend, right? We're friends.
There you go.
We're
See?
friends.
Make
Speaking
a
of
list.
speaking of airlines, look at the two accidents we just had. It all happens in threes, right? I mean, it seems to. We had no issues for a long
Tony, you're
time. All
going
of a sudden-
somewhere. Someone died today?
Yeah, no. Well, it was the woman that got almost sucked out of the plane. She
Right,
ended up
she
dying.
passed away.
She passed
Yeah.
away,
Typically,
unfortunately.
celebrities
R.I.P.
die in threes. No, I didn't think it was
And then the other plane, was it a Delta or was it one of the other ones? Just the engine. They had to land
Yeah,
the
the
plane.
engine problem.
I'm just like, what the? I fly all the time now, so I'm like watching.
What
this
was
going
it?
on.
Was it the same airlines?
No, the first one was Southwest.
What was
The
the
second one was either Delta or.
I mean, I think it was the Southwest flight where
The Southwest is
was
the-
that the woman pilot?
Yeah.
no, the
like a
woman
total
pilot
badass.
was the woman pilot was one of the first fighter pilots. She landed
Yeah,
it.
like that's
Nobody
awesome
nobody
story.
died on that one.
Right.
It's the Southwest one where
That's
somebody
where she got kind of sucked out halfway.
almost they got
Which
her.
is
but-
like that's one of those like irrational fears, right?
Oh, my
Like,
God.
that
Dude.
you'll be the guy sitting.
you're the one that's right there, right?
And Seagal's not there to save you.
That's why you got to be a heavy guy. See, my
Seagal.
ass would
Right,
have
you
just
would
like.
just block him.
Hey,
You
listen,
would've landed
20
perfect.
years ago, Seagal might have been able to do something. The
Get
Seagal
Syracuse
today,
to block the hole.
Yeah. Fucking throw him
throw
in the hole.
Syracuse in it.
I was on a flight once going from Syracuse to Rhode Island. I've never had this happen before, like an 8-seater.
Right.
And no joke, the gal comes back and she goes, "You sir have to move to that side of the plane."
They said that to you?
No, thanks.
They gotta- they
I've
got-
got a few pounds. I ain't that heavy.
I got to readjust
No,
the
it's
weight.
like a heavy guy sitting there and it's
That's
really
it.
embarrassing.
Hey.
She's like, "You got to move over."
That happens more than you think, though, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It happens a lot. Yeah, they got to readjust.
And here's the other thing about flying. It's same like being on elevators. No one says a word.
No.
Like, you're like, "Oh, that seems normal. You'll stay on the plane."
We
The
go.
duct tape seems like it's appropriate here.
The duct tape.
Yeah, it's like the dentist, the elevator, and a plane.
Yeah.
We all sit there, keep our mouth shut.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
Let me
When's the
tell
last time you
listen,
said
I
something
don't like.
on
I don't like turbulence.
Duct tape, I'd
That's
have
why
to
you
say
guys have to
something.
fly private. Everyone has to
Duct
fly
tape.
private.
That's
Titan
right.
Aviation.
We emergency landed in AC on a private jet once.
Get
We
out.
were going up, almost like the Payne Stewart story. Everyone starts feeling weird, getting lightheaded, and
Depressurized.
I go in and I see the pilots. You know, it's not good when the pilots have the manual out.
No, that's
you
never
know?
good.
No, so I go, "Guys, is there a problem?" They go, "We can fix it manually."
We got
I go,
the ultimate set
I
of
go, "Manual's
tools."
My ass.
Just go to sleep.
I go, right. People are starting to feel weird.
Yeah.
I said, "What's the nearest airport?" And we took off from Teterboro. AC was the nearest airport. The guy goes, "I can't land. We're too heavy." So we would have kicked you out.
Yeah,
obviously,
we
at that point.
Yeah, we did.
Me.
No, so we had to circle over the Atlantic Ocean and dump fuel.
Dump fuel. Yeah.
But you couldn't go above like 2,000 feet. So when you're in AC, I mean, you're close enough to the casinos and hotels. You ain't that much above them.
Yeah, no
and
shit.
circling, dumping fuel for a half hour. That was the
So a
best.
half hour, you guys.
Half
circled.
hour, we
Wow.
circled the Atlantic Ocean, dumping fuel till we could land at ACI.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy.
That
no
is
one
crazy.
and no one says a word. Okay.
Yeah, but you know, it's people are in a weird. That's a
Let's
weird.
just go to Revel.
Yeah. But what do you?
Hey,
what are,
there's Trump. Hey, there's Trump
what are
again.
people going to say though? You know,
No, right.
Everybody's in the same kind of mindset. We're like,
Yeah.
okay, we got to just.
But
you know.
the guy goes, "We can fix it manually."
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you can't.
My dad's got the ultimate set of tools. He can fix it.
Right.
By the way,
Spicoli.
we all congratulated Michelle.
Yeah,
We're happy
she's
that
got a
she's.
good kid.
How's our girl doing on the? On
Well,
the
she
show?
got suspended yesterday.
Oh, what happened? She
Did
didn't
she?
tell us that.
I don't know what happened. I forgot.
I
why.
forgot to start our Instagram account. So I was for the show.
Little
so I
homework.
got suspended for a couple segments, and
But
I had to
here's
write a
the
letter.
She came back with an attitude,
Oh boy.
Really?
and it's changed the
No
whole
way.
dynamic.
That's
She's like,
perfect.
You know where she got
self-confident
that? This guy.
now. Like even I listen to some of your podcasts, and we have the same problem. Michelle talk into the microphone. It's there for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so it's not us. So we suspended her for a segment. She had to write a letter of apology,
Come on.
and it's only
I
been a
went
day
in.
since.
I
But
went
now
in.
We're way too easy on you,
She's-
Michelle.
she-
For $12 an hour, they made you do all of that. I would have said, "Fuck
she got a
that."
raise.
Fuck him. Where is he? Get Lou on the phone. That
Right?
prick.
So all of a sudden now
Fuck.
she's
Yeah.
got like she's cocky now. She's
Well, you
Yeah.
know why? She's squatting now, so she's
Yeah.
like got
Oh,
this
yeah,
whole.
they-
Yeah, she's squatting now, so she's all cool
Now
now.
you're handling what's the company called?
See, don't start laughing. I'm getting paid by these motherfuckers. Don't say ain't funny
That's what
yet.
I'm saying.
It'll be funny in
What's the
6
company
months.
called? What's is it-
Sports Grid, I
FNTS
think.
Sports Grid.
Very complicated.
FNTSY Sports Network. Fantasy Sports
so
Network.
you're handling all their social media too?
Well, I'm going to be doing it for the show.
Here's
yeah,
what
'cause they
happened.
don't-
I don't lie about anything.
Go ahead.
So there was a number of women up for the job.
Yeah, she
One
told
of
us.
them takes herself very seriously, and she's good at what she does. And I knew that just was not going to work.
No.
Because I don't want to sit next to someone else to prove to me that they know sports, and I'm not looking to do a straight sports show. Never have anyway.
Yeah.
So Michelle came in, and we did like an on-air test.
Right.
All right, and the question to Michelle was, "Can you name 4 members of the Jackson 5?"
I saw this clip.
Okay,
I saw this clip.
and she goes, "Michael." Okay, I'm like, "Great,
So
one
good
for one."
start. Good start.
Janet, related.
She's in the family.
Related.
It's in the family.
We didn't discount Janet.
All right. All right.
Related.
Yeah, half point.
Phil,
Phil.
Phil Collins, he could have been
Phil
there.
Collins.
who has a daughter named Paris.
Yeah, Paris.
Sure.
Okay.
AJ,
AJ's
who
good.
drove OJ in the white Bronco, by the way.
Right.
I don't think he was there though.
Believe
I don't think he
all
was
of
there.
it.
AC.
And like
okay.
DJ, I don't know whoever. it
But
was.
you know what? Hey,
You
Michelle.
didn't say Tito?
I didn't know. I didn't
No, I
know.
did.
Tito's, the vodka.
But you know what you
Yeah.
didn't do? You didn't go, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
at
know.
least
I
you gave some fucking names.
You're right. And I was
That's
like,
perfect.
oh, yes. And she was with it. I go, all right, listen, if
Good.
you can deal
You're
with
in.
that bullshit, you're hired. So then we went from, instead of her doing updates, because there's no purpose for us to do updates anyway, ain't
Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
listen for that. I said, why don't you be in charge of just if something happens on social media
you go.
that guys our age aren't paying attention to.
Because a lot of
Right.
athletes post on
She
their
does.
Instagram, you know.
Kim Kardashian, you know, that kind of crap. And she's great at it. So that's
Yeah.
what it
Well,
is.
listen, we had the same debate initially when we started this podcast. Goose and I are like, what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about home improvement? I'm like, because that would be a no-brainer, right? Because man caves,
Right.
that's what we did. I'm like,
Change
I don't want to do I don't want to do a podcast where we narrow it to home improvement. That's not what I want to do. We'll talk about it. But I want to broaden it, right? We've had this discussion.
Absolutely,
And listen,
absolutely.
I'd rather talk about everything that's going on, whatever we feel like talking about.
Yeah.
To me, that's more like, you're going to get more.
Relatable.
It's more relatable, and you're
Yeah.
going to get really into it then.
It's
Because
fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean,
Who the hell
more
wants to
people
talk
don't
about
wanna listen.
sports?
that's what's great about doing this.
Everybody's talking
I don't know.
about.
I got pitched by literally every podcast company in the world to do a sports podcast. And I just have no interest. It's just another asshole.
Yeah, I mean,
Variety,
listen, you'll
man.
cover
Yeah.
it when you want to cover
If I get to it, like something big
exactly.
happens, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But it's not my interest, so I
Right.
don't do it.
Perfect.
Because there's enough people doing it. It's like these shows. I hate these shows now, and every show does it. Two idiots yelling at each other about sports.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Right.
And neither one of them played typically, but like, what are we yelling about? Right? I just want to know how much is a hot dog in a
But
beer?
Jordan
Right.
was the
You-
best. No, he wasn't.
No, he
My
wasn't.
uncle will beat your uncle. Get the fuck out of here.
Like,
But
that's every show.
Yeah.
And now it's a black guy and a white guy. That's the new thing.
Yeah.
Yelling at, but it's not just yelling at each other.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
hard.
not. It's you know what? That gets old, dude. That gets old.
I mean, we're all married,
the
right?
problem-
Listen, I'd rather, if we're going to yell at each other, it doesn't have to be about sports. We
Right.
can,
The problem with that sports thing is everything now, especially the kids, having teenagers and 20-year-old, and everything is so fast. Once something happens, it's okay. Something else happened. Fuck that. Let's
Right.
go to the next thing.
Right.
It's like you can't keep up with it. Even like some of the, I get bored a little bit myself. When all of a sudden, let's talk about this. This happened, today.
Right.
Tomorrow, it doesn't really
Tomorrow,
matter.
it's like
Who
8 minutes later.
cares?
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Which is interesting. That's what happened to ESPN. See, ESPN put the 11 o'clock news out of business. The
Right.
sport we all used to wait up
Right.
for
ESPN
Warner Wolfer, Len
Right.
Berman, and Marv Albert, right?
Right.
And then
Listen.
the phone put ESPN out of business.
right, but you know what else put
And
ESPN?
no one sees it coming.
You know what else is
Yeah.
hurting ESPN is politics, man.
Yeah.
Stay
well,
the hell
same
out
with the Grammys and the Oscars.
Stay the hell out of politics. Listen,
Right.
it's like watching the football. I don't want to tune into football and,
Right.
and get a lecture on politics.
We were saying it today. If I turn on the Grammys, sing.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wanna-
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to hear
Sing.
your. I don't want to. I'm not tuning in to hear your political view.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want. That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear you sing. I want to hear what we tuned in for.
You never. You're too young to have ever played when Howard.
You don't hear that
Cosell
very
began, right?
often.
Yeah.
You never did Howard
No,
Cosell.
no.
You're
He
too
was.
young.
Did you ever have Jack Buck?
Yeah,
Jack
No,
Buck.
I heard him, but
You
no,
had to
no.
have had one of him. Jack Buck, before he was losing at the end.
Yeah.
All great announcers, they get to stay on while they're losing it. Everyone,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they get a little senile.
People think they're funny.
Right. Jack Buck. So Jack Buck used to, he did, at the end, he didn't even try to remember anyone's name. And then if he couldn't see the numbers either. And he's with Hank
like Dick
Stram,
Stockton now.
And Hank Stram was older than Buck was. And he used to be like, Jack Buck, there's the guy carrying the ball.
Just the guy. It's a guy.
And I think he still has it. Right?
It's hilarious. You're absolutely right.
Are you like me when it comes to listen? I'm being an NFL fan and watching for years. When Goose used to be on the sidelines, and guys like him. And listen, nothing against the females that are on the sidelines. They do a great job. They're very knowledgeable. But I miss that having somebody like Goose on the field who played the game.
Well, Craig doesn't like me. Craig doesn't.
We had a big.
But listen, but it doesn't have to be Goose. It doesn't have to be Goose. I'm just talking about people that are commentary that played the game that know literally what's going on in that huddle.
No, Craig,
they're not talking over you. They're talking to you.
I don't think. First off, I think sideline reporting is. I mean, it's great that there's a job there. It's pointless.
Yeah, well,
you don't learn anything. I mean, I don't care who's doing it.
No, I didn't. That's not what I did.
Him doing the other stuff was personality.
That's exactly right. That's exactly.
And
right.
I used to beat him up for it on the air all the time. Actually, and then you have a restaurant in Jersey. You were doing like a Monday night show. Like, get your ass down. I'll kick your ass. I'm like, I'm not going to go there tonight. I don't know if you're doing Kim Jones or Moose.
Yeah,
you're
Kim.
doing somebody, right?
Yep, Kim.
And I remember for a couple of weeks, I was like, I think he's really mad at me. And I think I said, that job's pointless.
Yeah.
And you were working with Kenny Albert.
Dow Johnston.
Moose, right?
Moose,
Yeah. And you'd say, let's go down to Tony on the sideline. Well, guys, I just had a cheesesteak. It's 35-mile-per-hour winds here. And
the crazy thing.
On fourth and long, I
sounds
think they're
familiar.
punt.
It's like, you know what? You know what's crazy? Is they've never thrown down to me, ever.
Well, you always had to just jump.
Yeah, I had a live mic.
So never during that whole time did they ever throw down to you.
You got to be. I bet you're
my
the only
God.
guy that's ever had that.
Ever.
For sure.
Ever.
Because they're so controlling.
Well, you got to have time.
And that's
you got
scripted, too.
to be able to know where you fit in. And I learned how to listen to.
Well, you
Moose
were right when you said it's about personality, man.
It's the whole thing.
Dude, it's entertainment. We're in the entertainment business.
Exactly, it's entertainment. I try to
Why
remind
are people
all the time.
listening to this fucking
It's entertainment.
show? 'Cause they don't,
When people get too serious about something, listen. At the end of the day, are you entertained?
Right.
Yeah.
The play-by-play guy is the only guy that doesn't have to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Right. No,
Just tell us what you
they got
say.
a job to do.
And then
Yeah.
shut up and let the other guys
Talk.
do their thing. Right. That's why I'm not a fan of Al Michaels. Because Al Michaels,
get me started.
and not that the show is any good. But
Sometimes he tries to be
he
the both.
tries to do both.
Yeah.
Like they brought Dennis Miller in. Not that it was a good booth. He's the funny guy.
I love Dennis Miller,
And he
man.
always tried to add another funny line.
Yeah. Dennis Miller was awesome.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
Dennis
didn't work.
Miller doesn't really know anything about
didn't work.
No, he didn't know anything about it, but he wasn't there for that.
Hey,
He was.
no.
Yeah.
No, well, Monday Night Football he was. I mean, it was a two-man
but,
booth.
you know,
I mean, he really didn't. He did one of our games. I got a little pissed off.
Who was telling me that they loved? Are you a big fan of Tony Romo? You think Tony Romo?
Yeah, I think Tony does a good job because he
You
knows
do.
that.
You did too. You like him too,
up
right?
to
For a guy who
date.
never did it before.
He
and that's
knows.
what
So you thought he
people
did
don't
it.
think that's tough. That's tough. With
Probably because I'm not a Tony Romo fan. So maybe I'm a jaded.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? So I got to give a chance.
Take Tony Romo's name out, and Goose will tell you better than anyone. That job's the hardest job of the three.
Absolutely.
Play-by-play guys just telling you what he sees.
Yeah,
That guy's
yeah.
got to know how to describe it in about 6 or 7
You
seconds.
got to be
with a guy in
concise.
your ear.
You got to be.
I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, I really did.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he actually called out a couple. Keep an eye on this guy, or go. I wish I had more. I did have a telestrator there, but when you have a three-man booth, you don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Also
And
wasn't you. That
Daryl
wouldn't
was,
be you.
Yeah,
but
that's
it would be cool to go and I did a bunch of times. Goes, hey, keep an eye on this receiver. They're going to go to the tight end. Watch the play here. Or, he does that. He goes, oh, if
Were any teams ever pissed like, hey, you're a little too close to the sideline, like you hear what's going on?
Oh, they used to get no, because I used to stand there and the guys used to come over like doing breaks.
Right.
Like Tony
Yeah,
Romo
what's
would
up?
come over. Goose, what's going on, man? You
Right.
believe this? I go, yeah.
Hey,
I
wait
go
till you
to-
see the next play.
Yeah. They would say like that all the time. And the coaches would be like, yeah, we're going to open up with a deep throw, or they would tell us little inside stuff, which was cool. But
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic, I want to throw it out there. What are we thinking about Brady here? What was he got
playing.
left? No, he's definitely playing. I think he's got a couple of years left if he wants it.
The way that
he ain't
that
going
team,
out the way he did.
the way
No,
that team
no.
walks into AFC Championship games and Super Bowls.
Yeah, I mean-
I think there's a better chance. Listen, success breeds contempt sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem. That who gets the credit for it, right?
Right,
It shouldn't matter who gets the credit for it. But why if you're Brady, and you can still do it, and you don't wake up and have a tough time getting out of bed, and he rarely gets hit. Why wouldn't you?
That's
keep
what I mean.
doing
They
it?
protect him well. So
At
why
some
not?
point, he'll be retired before he's 50, and then what?
Yeah.
what's he going to do when he gets out?
Right.
No, but listen, if he's still playing the way he's playing, there's no reason he shouldn't play.
My biggest question is like when he gets to a certain age, he's a ripe candidate for plastic surgery, right? Like, there's a man's man that would never do it, and then there's not that he's not a manly
he's
guy.
a little
'Cause he is.
metro.
Well, when your wife's that
I'd
hot,
say
you got to stay up
Of
with
course.
things.
Getting it done.
I'd say he's metrosexual. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
but
Absolutely.
plastic surgery.
He showed
no.
up. He showed up with $5 in his pocket and a dirty pickup truck, right? Next thing you know, he's gonna be like, "I only go to Dr. Kahorky, right, for my Botox, whatever it is, right?" When I get hair plugs, it's Dr. Joe.
That's true though.
He's sexy.
But
and he knows it.
he's still got the talent. He's still got the arm. He's still got everything he needs to play the game. So there's no.
Do you
reason to
think
step
he
aside.
plays for another team
No.
at some point
I
before he
can't.
retires?
I can't see that happen.
No.
Yeah, do you think
I
Belichick
think.
I mean, is he going to pull a
coaches
Favre?
Here's what I
Is he
think.
going to pull a Favre? No.
I think that he goes and he has really. He's probably the key ingredient to why that team is successful. 'Cause he just
absolutely.
I mean, if he's just making $9 million a year, $10 million a year, I mean, I think Kraft goes when he's done playing, goes and says, "Listen," gives him a part of the team,
I wouldn't be
and
surprised.
becomes a part owner.
Sure.
And because he's more like a son. I mean, he's made.
The question is, does Belichick coach somewhere else? Because
No.
Brady made Belichick what he is.
Yeah. Well, they both did.
You
but
think they both?
I think they both stay. There's no why. Why
But
would
no
they?
one else. Like Belichick doesn't say, "I just
Belichick.
I'm going one more place."
Kraft's never getting rid of Belichick.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
but why
He
would
won't
you,
let
right?
him. He won't let him play anywhere.
I was tight with him in Cleveland. I was
coaching
telling the
anywhere
guys today, and that's one of those guys that changed when he got successful.
right.
So when we were in Cleveland, he and I would talk every day. He was at his house the whole bit. FBI's over there when he's getting death threats when he benches Bernie Kosar for
Right.
Todd Philcox.
After we sacked him 11 times in
Is
Indianapolis.
that you guys? Todd Philcox. They had one dude on that team. It was Eric Metcalf.
Right.
Terry Metcalf's kid. And so, Cleveland hates Belichick. So he's crying, like the people threatening to kill him. And he introduces me one day as his offensive coordinator, trying to be funny. And people are like, that's not funny.
Come on, did he?
Swear to God. Because, yeah, they go, Bill,
Oh, yeah, you were saying
what's
the
your
story
offense
before.
going to be this year? Yeah, this is us getting ready for spring mini camps. He goes, well, you have to talk to my new offensive coordinator, Craig Carton. They're like, you shitting me, right? He goes, no. He's in the back of the room. Ask him anything you want. He's in charge of the offense. And I worked a deal with him that this is before internets and phones, that one of my listeners was going to fax in a play. And Bill was going to wave
This
his
is before
hat.
internets and phones.
First play,
But it was a-
first play of the third quarter of the last preseason game, he's going to run the fans play.
Right.
It was like a big to-do, right? Showed a personality. People loved him. And he was like my best friend in Cleveland. Played bocce ball together at Super Bowls and stuff. I get the job in Philly, calls me to congratulate me. He gets the New England job, congratulations. Now he's Bill Belichick. First Giants-Patriots Super Bowl. Boomer and I are doing the show in Arizona in this big ballroom, and Boomer's got to interview the head coaches of both teams for Westwood One. A few days earlier, I had a hemorrhoidectomy. So I'm wearing an adult diaper. So I literally cannot stand up. If I stand up, the room clears out.
I got this image in my head now, man. I'm
Hand to
sorry,
God.
I can't. Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, now I
No
got
joke.
God.
Like, and
A hemorrhoidectomy.
they go in.
I didn't know if there was such a
They
thing.
cut out all your hemorrhoids inside and outside, stitch you back up.
Wow.
And then you're in this fight with your body and your brain because you still eat. I wake up from the surgery and I go, feel pretty good. And I have a pretty good high tolerance for pain. I've had serious surgeries. Guy goes, I'm just going to tell you this right now. You're looking at 10 days of pure hell. I'm like, whatever. I feel great. Let's go to Starbucks. Long story short, I have 10 days of hell times 50.
No shit.
To the point where for the first 6 or 7 days, my body's like, F you, I don't go to the bathroom. Now they're worried that you're all backed up, you're compacted. So I got to go to the ER. A doctor's got to, no, you got some room in there. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So they give me Miralax.
Right.
Now the normal dose of Miralax for an adult male is like 3 tablespoons.
I love
Unless
we're learning the normal dose.
Unless you're doing a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Over a 24-hour period. The guy goes, take a tablespoon every 5 minutes so you have the entire jar.
Holy shit.
All right. I finished an entire jar of Miralax. Nothing. The day we're flying to Arizona.
The anesthesia.
Right?
The anesthesia.
This is a week later. I haven't gotten to the bathroom. So I'm up at 3 in the morning. I'm in the shower, and all of a sudden,
You got to shit.
up to my ankles. All right?
Montezuma's revenge.
Thank God I got a handheld thing, too.
Your ass got to be bleeding.
My wife comes, she goes, what the
God,
what?
dude.
There's shit, no joke, up ankle high. And I got it.
Fill the tub.
I'm just so happy. Hi guys, get me the ammonia, get the bleach.
You just
Tell the
thank
kids to-
God.
It's like, oh
It's
my.
like-
So I'm wearing now. I got to wear a diaper because there's like there's leakage from the surgery,
Yeah.
stitches and stuff. So first I'm on a plane.
Oh my God.
And
You're on a plane.
I had not put it in my contract yet that I only fly first class. So I'm sitting in coach for 5 hours against the window, like, you know, and I got restless leg and it's miserable. But if I stand up, it's a terrorist attack,
Dude,
right?
this is- you can't even write this shit.
Wait,
This is
listen. How do
fucking
they
hilarious.
like when they like do all the? How do you not get an infection in your asshole? Like,
Good question. The guy stitched it good.
great question, Goose.
Good doctor. Good doctor. Right, because you think the fecal matter would hit the sore.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's all
That's
my
what I was
stuff.
thinking. The fecal
all
matter
good.
was going to hit the sore. I thought that's what exactly.
That's why I
was
dumped
thinking.
her.
oh my God.
So now fast
Was
forward.
it soft
dude,
or was it? What was in there? What did you see? Any like skeletons
because
or
of
anything?
drugs.
Did somebody sit through that?
Because you're taking drugs for the pain.
Right.
So
It's like projectile
pebbles.
vomiting, right? It's just like
No, worse. It's,
worse.
It's slow.
Oh my God.
And small.
Does it hurt?
Like the worst pain in your life.
I hope I never have. What's it called?
Hemorrhoidectomy.
Oh my
If
God! I
you
hope I
take
never have that.
True childbirth without an epidural, without a C-section, through the tiniest possible hole that you could ever imagine, and you take a big-headed bastard to come out of there with no pain medicine, it's worse than that. And this goes on
God.
for a week. To this day, I'm not ready.
And I love how you thought I'm not gonna. I'm good. Don't worry.
When do you finally feel like, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom? You're
It's
not
been
sweating.
10 years, and it's still, I worry about it all the time.
It still bothers
Really?
you.
That
The guy's
much?
like, you'll never get hemorrhoids again because we cut them all out. And every now and then, like, you're like, I don't know, did the doctor mess up?
Is that? Wait, is that?
It's
hold
10
on.
years.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm in the room, and now everyone understands I can't stand up. And I'm not going to be impolite. I'd love to stand up and shake your hand. I'm not standing up, and I'll tell you why, right?
Yeah.
So it's this ongoing joke. So we're here the last day. He's got to interview Belichick and Coughlin. So they come in, you're jacket and tie, the whole thing with all the NFLs there, all the executives. You know, this is a big it's Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We have like 4 or 5 Hall of Famers in the room because we have this private ballroom for the show. It's on TV, all this stuff. And Boomer goes, this will be great. It'll be a reunion for you and Belichick, your best friend from Cleveland. Now, you remember Kevin Byrne.
Sure.
Okay, so Kevin Byrne was a close friend when I was in Cleveland for the Browns. He went from the Browns
best,
to the
the
Ravens.
best.
The single best communications guy
Ever.
All
In
right?
the NFL.
Yeah.
So Belichick comes in, Boom goes, this is the greatest thing ever, a radio reunion. Bill, it's your best friend, Craig Carton from Cleveland. He goes, huh? He said, Craig, is that? I go, you gotta be kidding me. I go, I can't stand up. I got the hemorrhoid thing. He goes, nice to meet you. And blows me off completely.
No shit.
Right? So now everyone thinks I'm BSing. I've made the story up. We were never friends, all this stuff. Thank God for Kevin Byrne. Kevin Byrne comes on the air and goes, everything Craig said is accurate. Belichick's just an asshole now.
Really?
Hold
he
on.
dropped anyone he
Hold-
knew pre-Patriots.
Back up a second. Why the hell
Yeah.
did Belichick do that? Why did he?
I don't know. Maybe I was
Really?
a connection to Cleveland where he
You
lost.
never had a chance to talk to
This
him
was a
afterwards,
guy
and
I talked to every day of the week for a year.
yeah. But what I'm saying, did you ever do a follow up with him and say, hey, yo, dude, what the hell?
And
Really?
his son is a big fan of the show when I was doing it.
No
and
shit.
reached out. I was like, yeah, we know the name from Cleveland because the kids, they were little at the time. And used to listen to the show. And he never called in, never came on,
Wow.
and never explained it.
Wow.
But thank God Kevin Burns said, yeah.
He backed you up.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question because
Kevin's the best.
I'm curious about this with Bill Belichick. I mean, obviously the guy's when it
great.
comes to
I mean, the best coach probably of all time.
Absolutely. What is he like in an interview though? Is he just? I mean, is he?
He was off the air. He was as funny as any guy in the room.
Yep.
He was affable, outgoing.
He still
would
is.
be the host of a charity event.
Right.
The whole place is laughing. Was like the greatest guy. And
Right.
he might still be the greatest guy. But in that world, he changed.
Yeah.
who he
So
was.
Yeah, he
if
just
you're,
seemed-
I'll give you the lowdown. If you're a player and he can trust you, he doesn't trust very many people.
He
He
looks
must
like
have got totally burned by the media at some point. I
Well,
don't know.
Cleveland, they
I
screwed
mean,
him
Yeah.
pretty
I mean, I never really like.
Maybe with the Jets when he faxed in the I resign as HC. That
Yeah.
probably didn't go well.
Something like that. But I've been with him at a concert. I mean, I've been around him. I've interviewed him at the thing.
Right, so away
I don't
from
put up with his
cameras,
shit. I'm
away
like,
from-
Coach,
Right.
listen to me.
Yeah.
Straight up, I could never play for you.
Right.
I mean, and guys are like, no, Goose, you could play for him. He loves his defense. I go like, listen, I can't follow the rules and be that stringent. You got to get young players and guys that, like, I can't do that. I'm very unorthodox, whatever. But And I laid it out for him. I'm like, listen, coach, he's like, because I would just sit there and not ask questions. And he goes, because you got to, I'm like, listen, I want to interview at halftime and stuff like that. And the PR guy's like, oh my God, no, whatever you need.
Right.
Like, he was.
Because you're like in the fraternity.
Yes. I'm in the circle a little bit. And,
Sure.
I'm like, listen, I ain't here to fucking make it. I'm not here to get a scoop.
Right.
Or,
what were
look
those
for a story.
Saturday when you guys would meet the coaches the day before a game?
Right.
Was that totally laid back and chill?
A lot of it
not?
was, but some of them were stiff. It depends on, and they always ask for the same guys. I'm like, listen, I don't want to talk to this fucking guy. Listen, we ain't
gonna tell me nothing.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to him. Well, we got to ask for that coach. They're gonna be upset. Who cares?
I don't give a
Fuck
shit.
him. John Harbaugh.
What's he gonna tell you?
I mean, Jimmy Harbaugh. We go get Jimmy Harbaugh when he's in San Francisco, and he comes in, and Daryl's very proper. Daryl's like he's a polished guy, and he's worried about the little things. I don't give a fuck. You like me, great. I don't care, right? But Daryl goes and says, Jim, how you doing? Nice. And I just sat back, and he goes, your team last week, they had, we had some problems on the offense, really in the short yard and stuff. What do you think, this week you want to do about something like that? If you change something? And he goes, I thought we were going to talk about football. I mean, that's like a Cinderella question. So wait, so now I'm like, what? It's a Cinderella question. Like, okay. So Darryl doesn't say nothing, respectful, and goes, okay, your team. What's the game plan for this week? I mean, you're going up against number 2 defense or number 2 offense. I mean, like, come on, we're gonna go out there and play, and we're gonna play hard, and we're gonna play, and
we're gonna play again.
And we're gonna play, and we're gonna have the same players as we had last time to play.
Right.
So Darryl wrote
Simplifies
a couple, tried to write something, right? So now I'm like. So Darryl goes, okay. I go, excuse me, Darryl, 1 second. I go, Jim, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Listen, I was in Indianapolis. You were my quarterback. When you came for the Halloween, you were dressed as Spock, telling everybody nanu, whatever, fucking holding your hand up and stuff.
That's
I
actually,
know who the fuck you are.
Characters, right.
You're going to go and waste my fucking time? Listen, I'll go. I got shit to do. I ain't got to. We don't need you if you're going to go and be an asshole like this. What's your problem?
Say?
Oh, I like, listen, just get the fuck out. We don't need you. His PR guy goes, got up and he left. His PR guy comes over. His PR guy comes over and goes, he needed something like that. I can't control. I go, fuck him. What do you mean?
Yeah.
He fucking came from Stanford. Now all of a sudden he's a fucking genius because he went to the Super Bowl, got his ass kicked. Get the fuck out of here.
The best when those guys always come. I go, thanks so much. He needed that.
Oh,
no one else talks to him like that. Thank you.
it's just a joke.
Thanks
Dude,
so
like,
much.
come on, man.
That was Mork and Mindy, by the way.
Is it? Yeah. That's
I know.
But I said to him,
No one
is
knows who that
that really, is that what it's come down to? Like, you guys are worried about what you've done? Listen, when we played the Giants,
Right.
I tell you the whole game plan in the meeting. Listen,
Right.
first play, we're fucking going to run the ball.
Right.
Second, they got a reverse in, they got 2 screens in, and a short yardage. Stop us, motherfucker.
Right.
Stop
That's
us.
it. Right.
And the coaches would be like, oh, this is unbelievable. They'd be
down.
writing everything down. Boomer would be writing shit down. And fucking all these guys, oh, this is great. So they'd always ask for me. I'm like, I don't give a
Look
fuck.
for the blitz.
You still just listen to me. We got to block the guy in front of us.
Right.
We got to fucking stop the guy from rushing the passer. I mean,
it's the kiss
how
method.
hard is this?
It's the fucking kiss method.
That's
Fucking
it.
Keep
joke.
it simple, stupid.
It's a joke. Stupid.
You guys feel old when Michelle's here and you bring up things like that, like even like Mork and Mindy.
Yes, I know.
And full well.
She knows who Mork
I
and Mindy
glance
are, right?
over. No, she has no idea what Mark
No
and Mindy.
clue?
No, I
Right,
was
you know
trying to
Robin
figure it
Williams.
out.
You know Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
He was
Mork.
Mark.
Yeah, that was a television.
That was an early,
Okay,
a little before
okay.
your
He
I
made
time.
his
know who he
first
is now.
appearance on
Sanford
Happy
and
Days.
Son. You know who
Before your
Sanford and Son is? Grady.
No.
Michelle, you know what's funny is that these guys.
You know who
these guys-
Justin Bieber is?
Oh, yeah, I know
All right, well,
Justin
shut
Bieber.
the fuck up. Then. I don't care anymore. I'm mad now.
Is he on Instagram?
Michelle, you know what's funny, Michelle, is that both
Yeah.
of these guys have a shit story. You realize
oh, yeah,
that?
I was thinking
They both
of his
have a shit
too.
story.
Exactly.
Oh, his is very similar to yours.
Michelle, you don't have.
I think you told us that once. It was
Yeah.
in the
No,
game,
he's-
right?
Yeah, the game.
And you were like, "Don't turn me over."
You don't have a shit story, Michelle?
No, girls don't do
Everyone's
that. Remember? They always say it. I'm
Well,
like,
if you ever
"Girls
listen, the little rabbits turn, little
don't
rabbit turns.
Talk about it.
Were you ever on a
Girls don't
date?
talk
Were you ever on a
about
date
it.
and all of a sudden you had to go to the bathroom and you came out?
Like a date or a
Maybe
boyfriend?
we're going to hook up
Like
or
a
something.
date,
Or
a
even
date.
your boyfriend. And
Yeah.
like that night was going to be like the
Once
night when you were
it's
gonna
a
get it on.
boyfriend, it doesn't matter.
And you took
Yeah,
a
then it
mean
doesn't
shit and there's not
matter
enough toilet paper?
But even when I had a boyfriend, I still wouldn't be like, "Oh my god!" Like
How do
You wouldn't be
hold
like,
it
"Oh my
in?
god, I got a shit."
I would just be like, "I'll be back in a
I'll be
little
back.
bit."
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah.
I'll be back.
Meanwhile, the guy's like, "Hey, listen, I gotta go take a shit."
I got a friend.
Guys, I know
in
where
California.
Sports Center's on.
He carries a washcloth with him. because it's. I go, how bad is your
Oh,
fucking?
Yeah.
Like, you just can't. Like
That's
I know
bad.
Stu has a shit story. Like
No, he's got a man.
being
I just
naked
think that
and all
girls
stuff.
shouldn't talk to guys about it. Like it's really like gross when girls
Yeah,
talk
but
to guys.
you
about
do it though. I shit in an elevator once. I mean,
You do what you got to do, man.
you gotta go. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
go.
gotta go.
Listen, when it's coming.
But you don't need to like
It ain't waiting
talk
for you.
about it like
You know,
that.
so-
Girls don't. Girls
right.
don't.
Yeah,
need to.
no.
Right? Like what if a girl said that to you?
Did you ever
guys
pee your
are all
pants? Did you ever
married,
pee your
but-
pants?
No, I
Did
never
you ever
peed
pee the
my
bed?
pants. No, I never peed the
Even
bed.
laughing
I'm not
can
like
be
a
fucking
peer.
bad.
So-
I
Come on.
swear to God, I never have.
never-
You don't shit, you don't pee. You are amazing.
He's gonna explode.
really are. No wonder you hired her.
back.
God forbid you burp. We got to smell all that shit.
That's pretty incredible.
Michelle's the best.
I didn't know about that, Michelle.
Yeah.
So how's it working? How's it working?
Yeah, how's it?
Tell us
Good.
what-
I love it. It's so much fun.
Break-
Every
break
day
it
is so
down.
much fun.
Listen.
Even when my girlfriends came in, they're like, "You're so lucky that this is your job that
Be-
you just get to like come in here."
Be
and
fucking
talk with you."
honest. Be fucking honest.
Yeah.
You know, we're all here. We're all
Yeah.
friends.
You
What's your
asking her,
on yours?
Right.
Honest opinion on
Of
Michelle.
Michelle?
Yeah.
No, she helps make the show right now.
There you go. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that,
told her
Michelle?
the day I met her, I said, listen, you're going to do something that you've never done before.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
talked to her privately. I told her. And there's days it's going to feel like it doesn't work and it sucks.
There you go.
And you just
We've
get
had a
through
few
it.
of those.
Yeah.
And I go, just trust that I have your back and we're
Yeah.
not here to embarrass you. There'll be moments when you get embarrassed, but it's what's good for the
Well, listen,
show.
we're all gonna be embarrassed
And
at some
I go,
point.
look,
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
to give it though. You can't just
There you
take
go.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And as long as you speak up and give it back, all good.
But
Yeah.
listen, this is what I used to tell the PAs on the show, right? When Goose would show up, I'd just pull them aside and I'd say, "Listen, guys, listen, this is man caves, not
Right.
baby caves. If Goose comes up to you, because if he sees you, he's going to come up to you and he's going to give you shit.
Right.
If you don't give it right back to
You're
him,
done.
you're done.
That's it. That's how you
Yeah.
test
I
that.
I gave them all a pep talk beforehand. And if they didn't give it back to them, they were fucking gone in an hour.
Right.
Because they were crying over in the side of
That
it.
had to be some crew. That were 30 guys.
Oh, dude,
TV
we
is
had-
so
no,
different.
we lost. We probably lost 5
Oh,
PAs over the course of the.
But let me tell you something. This is the God's honest truth. On that show, we did 167.
Yeah, it was something
How
like
many,
that. It's
Jason?
pretty-
Like
dude,
165?
it's got-
165.
It's crazy, dude, that we did that.
167,
It's a lot of
shows.
160.
Is it- it's still airing somewhere,
15
right, or no?
seasons.
Oh yeah, it's still
Still
airs.
airing
Somewhere.
I have not seen
Somewhere.
it on my TV in a while.
No,
so
but it's
I'm pretty fucking
overseas,
bummed, actually.
Asia. I get messages from Asia.
Get out.
As long as you own a piece of it, let it air.
Yeah, well, I wish we owned it. I
Yeah,
wish
we don't.
owned a
No,
piece.
they
you
didn't
don't?
do the contract
Oh, dude,
that way.
please,
gotta
cable,
own a
buddy.
piece.
All front end,
Cable.
all front end, no
Yeah,
back end.
yeah,
I
exactly.
wish we did the back end, but
Yeah.
it was.
That's what she said.
I prefer the back end once in a while.
Just don't have to talk.
But it was.
No, that would have been nice.
You
if
know,
we
we had guys that would actually do audio, like this guy Tattoo, who we just gave people nicknames, that would actually work for half the money doing another show because they had a good time.
They had a blast.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
we had
like,
a
it was-
blast.
it was
Yeah.
great.
So TV always
Yeah.
fascinates me. So many people to do like this. You need one guy.
Yeah.
That's why I
Radio,
love
you need
this.
one guy. Podcast, you don't even need a guy.
This is our guy.
TV, there's 47 dudes.
Yeah, forget it.
Half of them are doing nothing.
You got 3 camera
and all
guys. You
union
got
guys, and they love it.
Yeah.
You got 20 PAs.
The best
you
was
got,
the lunch
Yeah.
breaks.
Oh.
Like it's
Yeah.
4 in the afternoon. I just got here. We're breaking.
yeah, what, really?
We can't just do one more scene.
Here's what I love. Here's what I love. The fact that I grew up the hard way. I grew up in the trades. I grew up, working at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been in the middle pit in the middle of nowhere, right? As a
Right.
construction guy. Now, one time, somebody come up to me and say, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?"
Do you need a mental health
I'm,
break?
I'm on set 5 seconds. I got people coming. Are you okay? Do you need anything? I'm like, I haven't done anything yet, but thanks, though,
Can
man.
you build something for
Yeah,
us?
but thanks. I appreciate all the attention, but I haven't done anything.
That's right.
yet.
I did a live show on Spike. It's called MMA Uncensored Live. So it's Thursday nights. So the show is live at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So it's so regimented where if the crew hit their time, and they're all good guys,
Right.
it didn't matter. As soon as the clock hit like 9 o'clock, it's like drop the mic. Like we'll see you at 9:30.
Yeah.
Like where you guys going? Oh, nowhere.
It's just done.
So
Now,
let's just keep going.
have you-
You won't let us.
Forget it.
have
Hey,
you done-
my headset got
It's
unplugged.
unbelievable. And
Don't
then, like,
fucking touch it. The
can't
electrician will be here in 20 minutes.
Dude, we did a charity concert at the Garden, and we're doing like a sound check. It's an 80s concert, raising money for charity, right? And the stagehand's like, you're off at 4:06, off. And like Debbie Gibson's warming up, right? It was an 80s show.
Right.
And it's
You
like,
know, wait, hold on. Michelle, do you know Debbie Gibson? Oh, boy. All right, go ahead.
It's all right, Michelle. Just hang out there. You're doing well.
Feel better
So
about
like
it.
they got the bands playing, right? And this guy was a bad guy too. He's like 4-4, 4-5. And Debbie Gibson's doing her thing. And she's like, let me practice number 3. 4:06, pull the plug. Get off the stage.
Really?
I'm like, what? We'll be back in 9 minutes. Get off the stage.
my
They make you get
God.
off the stage for the 9 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Union clock comes back on. Come back on stage.
It's all strict, man.
You know, Debbie Gibson's like,
I think
Come
we're
on.
alone
Lipping it.
now. Michelle,
Nothing's happening.
I think we're alone now.
No, that's Tiffany.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm getting confused.
come on.
Way to go,
Tiffany,
Jason.
Debbie
Nice.
Gibson,
She's a
I'm sorry.
singer?
Yeah.
Tiffany covering
Oops.
Beatles or something, right?
I'd get that one wrong.
You know the Beatles, I think.
Oh
right?
yeah,
You got
yeah.
that
I'm named
right.
after a Beatles song.
All right.
Yeah, Michelle My Bell.
Oh, is this her?
This is high tech.
There we go. Look at Stu on the. Debbie?
Electric Youth was the album, right?
And then
This
pause
is
it.
Michelle.
Pause
This
it.
is Debbie.
35,
Debbie,
noticed
okay.
it.
36. All right, hold on.
Yeah, I don't
She'll be
know.
back in 9 minutes.
She got all serious. She goes to Broadway,
Yeah.
and then she's having her comeback, and you had to call her Deborah.
Oh wow.
And they're like, "You're Debbie Gibson." She goes, right?
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with.
No, he knows. He knows.
He knows the pop culture. It
I
was
went to
Deborah
4
Gibson.
Debbie Gibson concerts.
Wow.
I actually had.
Why am I not surprised?
I had a Debbie Gibson fan club card. I had.
Come on.
Whoa.
I swear to God.
All right.
You just wanted to bang her. You didn't want to go listen to her music.
You had a Debbie Gibson fan card?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Where'd
Yeah,
you get
man.
that? Like in a bubble gum? Where'd you get
No,
that?
I think I ordered it online or whatever.
You
mailing
ordered it?
Mailing
Wow.
it. Yeah. I was part of
You're
the
in the,
fan club.
you actually saw. That means you took the time out of your life to,
Yep.
to enter
Yeah.
your personal.
I'm still
info.
processing.
He's the greatest. Dude.
I'm still
Fucking
processing.
Here's the deal.
comes out that we don't
Sing
even
this.
know about him.
Did you
My-
wait every day by the mailbox? Gosh, it's not here yet.
He fucking glued it to his forehead when he got it and ran
I
into
took
school.
different dates to the
My
Debbie
image of
Gibson
you is so
concert.
blown right now.
Did
Where
dude.
are you from?
Wow. That's the hottest
Unbelievable.
thing.
It's not here again. I ordered it 30 days ago. They
Where's that
promised.
fucking mailman? That
What
bastard.
am I going to do?
I love you, Debbie.
Her new single comes out.
Did
Mom,
she, like,
drive
write-
me to the record
Did she
store.
write you
God,
back?
dude.
Like, did she write you back?
No, I don't. I never got a.
Here's what's
any
worse. That
correspondence.
means that you actually, at one point in your life, walked into a Tower Records and stood in line
Yeah.
and bought
He's
a
nodding the
Debbie
whole
Gibson
time.
CD
Electric Youth.
and maybe even a cassette tape.
Electric Youth.
Yeah, I think
Oh, my
CDs.
God.
I had CDs.
Oh, yeah. Did you, now let's see this.
Wow.
Did you ever sit down alone in your room in the darkness and make a mixtape for someone with Debbie Gibson on it?
Probably. I could say yes.
Wow, dude. Stu. I've never seen
greatest.
Stu,
These
man.
songs make me think of you.
Wow.
Who else? What other artists were you like in the fan club?
Blown away.
Just Debbie
I
Gibson.
think just Debbie Gibson.
Really?
Yeah.
What
I
was
was
it
a
about?
huge Kiss fan, but I wasn't.
No,
in the
you were
fan
not.
club.
Fuck that. You were not a Kiss fan and a Debbie Gibson fan.
You can't put those in
No.
the same sentence.
And Barry Manilow. And
I
Barry
know
Manilow.
Kisses.
Yeah.
I know
And
who
Neil-
Kiss
and
is.
Neil
Hey,
Diamond.
Michelle, whoa, hold on. I heard
Neil
something.
Neil
Kisses.
Diamond.
Michelle knows who Kiss is. Tell
Yeah.
us.
There you
They're
go.
a band.
Name-
and
name-
they have the
They're a
white.
band.
They have the white faces with the
Right?
like, black.
Name one member of Kiss.
Gene Simmons.
George Ringo.
Gene Simmons.
Peter.
Gene Simmons. All right, name one more.
George Ringo or
Paul
something.
Simon.
Yeah.
George
Yeah.
Ringo.
George
Yep.
Ringo.
That's it.
What were you about to say?
He's from the.
You had something going on there
I don't remember.
about Debbie Gibson, about making a mixtape.
Debbie Gibson.
I definitely did. Yeah. I listen. I was in a band. My drummer was like, dude.
Did you do Debbie
It must
Gibson?
be. It must be
songs?
the greatest thing. He goes.
Cover-
He was a
cover
drummer. He goes. It must be the greatest thing to be Debbie Gibson's drummer. I'm like, why? He's like, because
no
you look at
rhythm.
her ass the whole time.
had a nice
I swear
body.
to God. So I
told
think
you he wanted to bang her. He didn't care
It
about
wasn't.
the fucking
It wasn't a
Think from
Michelle
that-
ass.
You got a free poster?
that's why I started to
Do you
like
get a
her.
free poster when
Yeah.
you become a fan club member?
Whoever jerks off the most and saves it for Debbie.
You know we had him all above his head.
I win.
I hit the ceiling. Debbie, that's you. Oh, that's great.
And you get called out at a concert.
How many times did you whack off to Debbie Gibson? How many times?
I have to say 0.
Wouldn't it be great though if Debbie
I would
Gibson?
tell you.
Debbie
That's a
Gibson's
lie.
at
That's a
Madison
lie.
Square Garden, and she goes, "I just want to let everyone know that it's time now to announce the winner." I want to bring Stu up on stage. Stewie. For the last 30 days, Stu actually left 47 ounces of ejaculate, and he saved it. And here it is. Stu, come on up on stage.
This towel weighs 47 pounds.
We have a special surprise for you. Martique is here to sing Toy Soldiers to you.
Oh, dude, you'd have been in heaven. You'd have been in heaven, dude.
Stu walks down and stage like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever."
Just blew another one. Another one. Oh.
Add that to the pocket, man.
He's setting
Dude,
records.
Stu, you know what? Every
Wow,
time we do a
dude.
podcast
This
and
is
we
awesome.
talk,
awesome.
we find something different about it. Like
Debbie
you are
Gibson.
like,
You.
I would never like if you just said like
I'm gonna call you DG from now on.
Yeah, like
dude.
I did. Like I go to drag shows and fucking. I would like be like, oh, that's cool. You wouldn't
no
even
problem.
shock me.
Tell him what happened. Tell him what happened when he came to the Jason Taylor's event.
Oh,
you
God.
tell everybody, it's a dress up thing.
It's
Just
like a fancy charity event. Well, I'm wearing a dress.
Right, let
we're
Michelle
all-
tell it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All right, so we're all like dressed. They're all in suits and everything. I'm
Right.
in a fancy dress, heels.
Michelle's dressed to the nines.
Oh, she's looking good now.
He's,
Looking good.
He shows up in a I support,
Wait, hold on. We have it.
A purple.
I support
Or
zombies 5X t-shirt, hat on backwards,
Oh, it's the
jeans,
fucking
Where's the
best.
buffet?
sweating. Yeah, he was really hot.
Here's what's first for you.
He goes,
I'm here with Siragusa.
Yeah, exactly. No, he goes like this. He goes, I go, Stu, so did
surprised.
you have fun coming in? He goes, yeah. I go, did you see any of the athletes or something like that? He goes, is that who's here? He goes, I see a lot of large black guys. I go, yeah, that's the athlete guys. Wait,
Stu,
where's the other shirt that we changed?
Stu, I'm
today?
surprised you
Where
didn't have a Debbie Gibson shirt on.
Where's your shirt that you came in here with? Yeah, show him that one.
This is great.
Bacon and eggs.
The best is that they let him into the party.
On
your name.
Yeah, well, because
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Sakur's like, all right, he's now over at the chicken finger stage.
They're keeping an eye on it.
That's the shirt he wore. That was the.
No, I
love
It was the.
I
That's
support
another one.
zombies.
So he wore that the
That's
next
great.
day
He
in
only had
Florida.
two. He only
At
had
the
two.
golf
That
tournament.
one, and this
Yeah.
one. That's what he had. That's
And you know,
what he brought.
for I'm sure there's lots of videos and the TV stations were there.
Stu, you
you
had-
know full well there's one news story where everyone's dressed up nice and then he's in the background going,
That's the picture.
Stu, you had.
he was like the fan. Like,
what I don't understand is you had 3 suitcases, but you had only had 2 T-shirts.
He
with
had
you.
all our equipment.
Yeah, what was in
And-
those things?
This month, the Make-A-Wish Foundation would like to congratulate Stewie for earning a trip to the
Stewie.
Jason Taylor party. And he's like, I just want to thank everyone.
If you just had a big giant gold chain, you could have told everybody like you were a rapper, and they would have been all
And no shirt. That would have been the look.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't mess with a guy that doesn't wear a shirt.
It was
to
great.
a party.
Hey, did we have
He
a good
must be
time?
some-
What?
Yeah, you don't mess
We
with
had
that
a
guy.
blast.
That was
Nah.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah,
a good
that
time.
was a good time. I'm glad we did that. That was
Such a
fun.
good
You guys were at Hollywood
You-
Hard
you-
Rock.
you know that
go
we
to the
had-
man cave
You
out
know that
there
we
and
had
hang out?
Broadway Joe sit down.
He was telling me
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Goose didn't give him a chance. Broadway Joe. Sit down, Joe. Sit down, Joe.
Right.
Sit.
Just
I
sit
think,
down.
I think Joe got
Right.
nervous. He
He's.
sat down.
I found him like as long as you ask him.
Yeah.
He's happy to
He's a
talk.
great guy.
That's
You know,
awesome.
he's
He-
great.
Yeah.
His guys don't want him talking,
Yeah.
but because he'll get in trouble. But
Yeah.
he's happy.
Yeah.
He's happy to talk.
Yeah, he was-
and he's got
Yeah.
so many stories he probably hadn't told yet.
I
He's
wish.
great.
Yeah.
I wish we would have gotten some of those. He didn't stay long enough, but he was there long enough to give
He'd
a
be
little.
better sitting
Right.
here than sitting at a party.
Yeah.
talking.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause he'd
Well, we
be
were in the
himself.
locker room, like he just
There
got
was a
done
bunch
getting
of guys
unchanged,
walking in
and
and
he's like
out.
leaving,
Yeah.
and we're like, Joe,
He was
sit down, man,
hungry.
come on. He's
There
like,
was a buffet there.
I hate
him.
those golf tournaments, man.
Oh, the best.
Because people take them seriously.
Oh.
Like I go out there, I bring a wireless speaker. Has to be music.
Playing music, right?
There's got to be booze.
Yeah.
And depending who you're with, there could be other things, accoutrement.
Right.
There's rules
Sure,
sometimes.
sure.
Yeah.
So I'm playing in. I'll never forget. I'm playing in Boomers tournament once, and it's a serious tournament. The prizes
Yeah,
are
I played in there before.
like stupid, right? So I made clear I'm not winning the tournament. I'm not trying to win the tournament. I'm with a bunch of guys from a liquor company, and I'm just having fun. But he has an official score with every foursome.
Yeah, the guy walks around with the.
So you can't cheat because the prizes are legit. They give away Mercedes Benz and stuff.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So
Yeah.
we're on like the 5th hole, and one of the guys in my foursome goes, that's a 7. And the guy goes, that's a 9, sir. He goes, no, it's a 7. He goes, you don't lie about a 7. He goes, I've counted your strokes. That's a 9.
No shit.
So I go, buddy, listen. I go, look, we're not winning. I go, we're not trying to win. I go, matter of fact, you can take the scorecard. We're not even really keeping score. He goes, I've been told to say and that's a 9. I'm writing down a 9.
So they literally are watching over your shoulder.
To the point where,
Yeah.
like,
You can't cheat.
put the vaporizer away, put the beer away, turn off the music.
That's
put
when
your
all of
shoes
a
back
sudden you
on.
tell the guy, listen, go down, see if you can just
I
spot a
go
while.
like
Everyone
asshole.
shoots at him.
So I go, couple bucks. I go, hey, look, here's a couple $100. I go fuck off for a couple hours. We'll meet you at the turn. There's oysters there, right? He goes, and he's like, serious. So of course I call Boomer, and he goes, what are you calling me for? I'm 3 under. We're winning the tournament. I go, we're not. Tell the guy to go find another foursome. He goes, don't bother me during my tournament. Click.
Come on.
So I call the guy running for him. I go, dude, I don't care how you do it. This guy has to leave. He goes, well, he's going to stay. I go, all right, listen, he's going to call you in about 10 minutes. He's going to tell you he wants to leave. I'm just giving you the warning. So I start playing gangster rap. It's like a Jewish haughty-taughty club in Long Island. They got for the thing. So I'm playing NWA. I'm playing Tupac.
Their favorite
but
stuff.
loud.
Yeah.
We're dancing and stuff, doing shots. 5 minutes later, guy comes in and goes, Billy, you're off this assignment. We got another foursome for you. So then we go to the awards ceremony. You've probably seen this. They have these things where this new golf company, it measures through some kind of weird laser how far you hit your drive.
Right.
Right? And they're giving away whatever the prize is for longest drive. So all you got to tell me once it's longest drive, I'm going to try to Happy Gilmore the thing and hit as hard as I can. Right? So I get up there, whack. When it dovetails out to the left, but I hit the shit out of it. So we're at the dinner, right? Minding my own business, and Boomer is now giving away the prizes. He goes, no, I'm not reading it. And he gives it to someone else. They go, longest drive, Craig Carton, 340 yards.
Oh, God.
So I go, I didn't hit the ball 340, but the hole next to it was a little ravine. And all the machine knows, it's following the ball. It don't have to be straight.
Right.
So I get up there, and I win longest drive.
Come on.
Attaboy.
Right? So then they go, was the official score there? I go, no, we kicked him to the curb like the 6th or 7th hole. He goes, they were not giving you the award. Come on.
You got to be kidding
Yeah,
me.
real serious.
They're serious.
Then Nick Bonacana used to have one up in Jersey, down in Jersey, for the spinal cord research and all that. So I get there a little late, which I typically am, and I like to play golf barefoot.
No, you were right on time today. Only an hour late.
8:30, 9:15.
Yeah, you're 45 minutes.
I brought salami.
Yeah, you bought a half.
You made up for it. You made up for it.
Half a provolone.
Well, you made up for it.
So I get up
Hold on.
there.
I want to know if Michelle knows Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I know how to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
no,
All right, I was-
Billy
Yeah, it's a
Madison,
show.
you
Just
may or may
checking.
not know.
Just checking. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead, man.
Okay.
So I get up there and I go, listen, I'm like carrying stuff. I'm like a homeless person. And they go, well, they're here to see you amongst the other people hit the ball. I go, well, they'll see me hit it on another hole. They go, no, you have to tee off at the first hole. That's what Nick wants. All right. I go, why don't I just hit the ball in the middle of the fairway? I'll pick up its best ball, and I'll get myself organized. They go, you have to drive. So in my life, I'm all right.
I was going to help you.
You're making him nervous, Stu. Stay away from him.
Probably you help Debbie Gibson. I'm professional. I'll figure it out and stop talking.
Yeah, his name's not Debbie.
So I get up there barefoot, and now I don't know if you've ever done this. There's a row of people there, up the tee box.
Back up, please.
Duck, back up. I go, you can't stand there. I'm going to hit you, and I don't want to hit you, but I know the magneticism of me knowing that you're there.
It's going
the
at you.
And I hit a guy right in the leg.
Involuntary. You just get.
Yeah, but I know I'm going to hit him.
Yeah.
And I said, one of you people's getting hit, and I'm not paying you.
Hey, you gave him warning.
And I warned him.
Yeah.
And then the worst is, that's the only shot anybody ever remembers. Is the first shot you hit of the day.
Not your best shot.
You could shoot a 68.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you're the guy that hit the crowd.
Yeah, you're that guy.
You suck. Yeah. So did you ever play
Did the guy go down? Did the guy go down?
I don't remember if he went down or not, but I mean, it was like, you're like, oh, jeez.
Did I ever play where?
You ever play the Hootie tournament?
Yeah, I was there last week.
All right, so we got invited to play the Hootie tournament. We did our show from there.
Where down in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah. So we're there early. They're 4 a.m. shows at
I think
6.
I was there. You were there like 3 years ago, right?
Longer than that. This is probably like 7 years ago. So you may have been. It's possible. This it was probably
No, maybe
a
it's
second
me.
year, third year show.
Okay.
So now it's like it's 8 in the morning. We're doing the show. We get off at 10, but the thing don't start till like noon or 1.
Yeah.
They do the whole lunch first, whatever. So Jim McMahon shows up,
No shoes.
and no shoes.
One hitter.
I go, this is my Jim McMahon's my guy. No shoes.
Perfect. But he
And
could smack the
I-
shit. He'll shoot 70.
So we get a golf cart together. It's 10 in the morning. Show ends. He goes, let's go hit some balls. I'm like, when am I going to hit balls with Jim McMahon? We're both barefoot.
Right.
And, he's my guy, right?
Yeah.
So he's got 2 cases of Bud. Cans of Bud.
He's got his
And-
priorities. He's got his priorities
Not
straight.
six packs, cases.
Cases.
60
And
bucks.
he goes, get whatever you want because those are mine.
Nobody's touching these.
And I go, this
You got to respect that. That's cool.
finished him.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
Finished
I've
him.
golfed with
And
Jimmy.
still shot
Not-
like a
not
fucking
fucking around.
72.
How about he could whack?
Can
let me
hit
tell
the
you
hell
something.
out of the ball.
He's a 320 consistent drive.
It was amazing.
Straight. Like
And it
throwing
was
long
like-
darts.
Yeah, great, right?
And the more fucked up he gets, the better he gets.
Yeah.
He goes,
Yeah.
go get whatever you want to drink.
Yeah.
There's
Don't touch that.
48 beers there. We're good
I was
now.
just listen. I just did a tournament. And Jimmy, Jimmy Hanlon.
No. Oh yeah. From the Giants.
Yeah, well, no, Jimmy Hanlon.
That's Pat Hanlon.
He's,
Pat Hanlon.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hanlon's
I don't.
a pro golfer.
Okay.
Anyway, he was
Nope.
out there and he's giving me some tips beforehand. So I play him in the 9th hole. He finally comes.
That's the worst thing you could ever do is
tips.
get fucking tips.
Right.
Well, no, but he gave me some good advice, right?
Right.
I mean, he's a pro golfer.
Play
right?
tennis.
Listen
Play
to the guy.
tennis.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So
When he told you to go to the weight room.
yeah, no, just came from
Leave
there.
your
but
clubs
thank you.
here.
So he get to the 9th hole and I'm playing like shit. Playing
Right.
like shit. He finally shows up. And he's watching me. He's real silent. He's watching me from over in the corner. And I'm like, dude, you got anything to tell me? He comes over to me. He changes my hand grip just slightly.
Right.
Just turns it. Just turn your hand grip.
Right.
And I'm nailing him straight every shot after that. I'm like, why didn't you show up and hold
When I
numbers?
was 9.
Yeah, why'd you show up? Wait to show up now. But that little movement on my hand. That's the crazy thing about golf, right?
Golf sucks.
It sucks because
Sorry, it sucks.
it's a love.
You gotta play
It's a
it
love-hate
every day.
You gotta
relationship.
play it. I don't,
Oh,
and
dude,
it's you know what?
It's frustrating.
I'm not a small talk guy to begin with.
Yeah,
and then you play with strangers. I hate that.
It's a
And
frustrating
then
game.
the way I view it is, if I hit a good drive, and the ball lands like in this little divot here, and it's 3 inches away from the fairway, I'm putting it in the fairway.
Yeah,
I'm not a professional.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm not, you know,
I'm a big player.
It's 3 inches away. I hit it good enough to be right there, and I don't cheat. I'm moving the ball to there.
That's it.
Yeah.
I got to tell you the story. I don't know if you might have heard this, but Goose and I were getting ready to shoot a open.
How would I have heard this story?
I don't know. I've told the story.
Popular
30,
online
Jason's
30
on
effing
TV.
times.
He thinks everyone has
Yeah,
heard every story.
Did you see
don't-
episode 9?
So you don't watch Man Caves, but thank you for
I've
not
seen a
watching.
few of them.
No, I'm kidding. So
In Chinese.
captions.
Right.
But so we're warming up on a shot. We're at the golf course and the cameras are getting set up. And you know how he's got ADD, right? This guy he's going nuts already. He's like, so
Right.
I'm over at the hole. How far were you from me? You
was
were
about 105.
105. All right, it wasn't that far, but I
Right.
could see him. He could hear me. He's warming up. He's anxious. He goes, Jason, watch this shot. Right? Cameras.
How
aren't-
far was I?
Cameras aren't even up. I don't know, maybe 80 yards.
Okay.
All right, 80 yards.
80 yards.
Camera's not up yet, right? It takes the shot, right? I'm looking at it. I'm standing right next to the hole.
Right.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, that looks pretty good, right?
Right.
One bounce rolls into the hole. So I'm thinking cameras weren't up, right?
Right.
Can't capture it. I look at him. I'm doing this like, are you kidding me?
Right.
And he looks at me and he shrugs his shoulder and he goes, what do you want? I'm a professional athlete. That's classic.
That's the one you can't
That
argue.
is fucking good.
I got told that
But
once.
that's like you said. Nobody sees the cool shots.
No,
They
it's
only
golf.
see the shot that you messed up, right?
I-
So the cameras are
So
up.
let me tell you a little secret.
what's funny then?
I play probably in 10 or 12, them celebrity
Right.
things. And, Namath is coming up. I got to go play that
Right.
one. I mean, it's fun. They're fun. They're fun to go.
He does his out. What's it called?
Long Island.
The blue. Not Shinnecock. The other one. The public one in Long Island.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
everyone
nice
loves
one,
it.
though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
Everyone loves it. The big
Betty
course on
May?
Island. Nah, they have U.S. Opens there.
Yeah, no, it's a good, nice course.
I know. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
I don't know.
People love that course.
Yeah,
It's
Can't
like
think-
right
now it's going to drive me nuts. I can't think of the name of that one.
so we go, and the secret to the whole thing is find out who you're playing with first.
Right.
Like, listen, are these guys like big sponsors of the tournament? Because if they are, like, you got to put up with their shit,
Right.
because like
You
you're
write
like,
$100,000 check.
who is this guy? Well, some guy paid for it. And this is he sent 4 guys. Perfect.
Right.
And always get your own golf cart.
Always.
Oh,
I agree 100%.
Listen to me. You
with
tell
that.
them, listen, I'm handicapped. I need my own golf cart.
We had
I
our own in Florida.
Absolutely. Get your own golf cart.
You have to.
And then all of a sudden you just go and you just in the beginning say, oh yeah, hey, what's going on? Nice to meet you. Yeah, my stomach's been bothering me, but it'll be okay. You lay that out in the beginning.
Right. 7th hole. Yeah.
Like so. If
Should
you're
we be
playing
writing
with,
this down?
all of
I
a
should
sudden,
write
if
this
you're
down.
playing with like 4 attorneys and they start and they're fucking horrible. Like, listen, when we were in Florida, how bad were those fucking?
Oh,
guys?
I was just
they're
gonna say
bad,
you
dude.
had the worst board. They didn't talk.
Yeah, they're
They
bad.
didn't talk at all. They were so
it was-
boring.
it was torture.
Tony was trying to
Goose
loosen up
struggled
the
through that one.
You were
struggled
trying to
through
loosen
it.
up the moment, and they still weren't even
No,
laughing.
they
They
were-
were
they were
like,
And
just
there's
tight
some
heads.
you almost you got to stay in.
Yeah, so like you
Yeah.
get to like
Buddies.
7
They were like
or
insurance
9,
salesmen.
and you
It
go,
was-
we
listen,
all went
bad.
out there
I'm
too.
going to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and you
Yeah.
fucking leave. And then you just stay in the clubhouse. You say, I
Now,
couldn't
did
find you guys.
Was that the
But-
Caddyshack course?
Yes.
Yeah.
Michelle, you remember
Yeah,
Caddyshack?
Beth Page.
I Caddyshack's the
Beth
movie.
Page
yeah.
is the name of the film. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
I know you did it because I played that course. We had a charity event there. Every asshole does the same thing. Hey, Wang, it's a parking lot.
Oh yeah, everybody. Hey, you got any naked lady tees? They walk into the place. Hey, you got any naked lady tees? Okay, fucker. We heard that like
You haven't heard that before.
30. Yeah, that's a new one. Now that's a good time though. Jay, that was Jason's last tournament. He's not doing a golf tournament.
What do you do?
That's
That was
it.
a Hall of
Done.
Fame for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's done.
yeah. So that was good. But
That's great down there. Yeah, Hard Rock owns a piece of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's
they
the
own a piece of everything.
That's the second highest grossing casino in the world.
I did not know that.
Well,
Is that- is that- is that-
Tampa's number one.
Really?
And
So the
Tampa's-
Hollywood, Florida, Hard Rock.
Hollywood, if you Hollywood and Tampa,
Really?
they're the
Wow.
two highest grossing casinos in America. I think in the world.
Yeah.
No
and
idea.
that they're opening up the Taj in AC.
Yeah, they
Oh,
just put
shit.
$1.6 billion. We saw the guitar going up, like the new
Yeah.
hotel.
Oh, dude, that's
And
crazy.
they're putting those cabanas by the lakes in
Yeah,
front.
and in Fort Lauderdale, they moved the whole lake. They
We
moved
did
everything.
that's where we did the man
One
cave.
point, I think, $100 million
There's
for
some
the
st-
pool.
Right. Yeah.
$100 million
And
for the
double
pool.
decker cabanas and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
That
They're going
is
to
an
compete with
amazing-
Vegas. They'll compete with Vegas with
I
that.
tell you what, that's
They
an,
already are because it's a
that-
shorter flight.
Yeah, it's
That's an
easy,
amazing
nice.
That
Cool,
sushi place is good. They got a great steakhouse down there.
Yeah.
Oh, they do it right.
I'm
They do it
surprised they
right.
haven't bought like what is it? The Biltmore or the what's the one hotel down there?
Let me tell you something about Florida, though. We were there in when were we there? When did we? August, July? When did we do that? When did we do that man cave at Hollywood, Florida?
Yeah, it was like August.
Let me tell you something. We were in Kuwait, and I liked that better than Hollywood, Florida. In end of
course.
July, it
Kuwait
was
was hot.
95 degrees and 90% humidity. I'll take.
Well, you're not
100
near any water. either.
I'll take 130 degree heat any day when it's
we
just
were
heat
listen. We
over that
landed in
humidity.
Kuwait.
Yeah.
When we went
Oh,
and did
my
Kuwait,
God.
too.
we were there for how long? 5 days.
At least 5 days.
Because
And I had to share a trailer
They
with
wouldn't
this
give us
mother.
our equipment because you had to pay them off.
You know, he's holding us
Did
hostage.
you go with the government or no?
He held us hostage.
Blackwater.
Yeah, so it got
Blackwater.
no. It was the guy from the. It was the guy in charge of the of Camp Virginia that went
Right.
in. So what happened was they held our containers up because all our shit's in our containers.
Yeah, but Blackwater,
Everything.
Blackwater shipped our containers for us.
All right. Well, so all right. But what I'm saying is when they got him, the guy that's in charge of the airport was holding him hostage because he wanted his son to get to the United States. So I'm like, so finally we get to a point where we're shooting with whatever we got. We got
Right.
phones. We got we're trying to make the show, and all of a sudden the whoever's in charge of the base gets involved, and he goes to the airport, calls the guy out. The boss calls that guy and says, "You got to release these containers." So finally got him released. But we went 2 days without it.
Crazy though, right?
Oh,
Dude, it was
nuts. Held him
135
hostage.
degrees. I go, listen, what's our accommodations there? I just want, it's cool. I'm going to go for
What's
it.
our accommodations?
And they said, oh, we're going to give you one of the general's trailers. I mean, you're going to have 2 air
top
conditioners.
notch, baby, top notch.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, that sounds cool. All right, let's go. We go. Jason goes out there first. I fly out, direct flight, 18 hours.
I'm sharing one with this guy. What a mistake.
Couple of
that was.
Ambien, and I woke up and I looked down, and there's no, there wasn't Kuwait. There was Afghanistan or whatever the fuck. We're flying over. I go, what the fuck? I'm
yeah,
I'm
it's
looking
all-
on the map, right
Great
where we're at.
Jersey.
Sand and concrete, buddy. Sand and concrete.
All of a sudden, we land and we drive into the middle of the desert,
Middle of nowhere.
and it's if you got a hair dryer and you put it like 6 inches from your face, you turn it on high heat.
That's
pretty
You just blow it in your face.
Two of our guys ended up in the infirmary the first day.
Wow.
From a heat stroke or
Yeah,
something?
I almost
absolutely.
fucking listen.
Oh my God.
They told me, "Hey, you're going to go with the troops." They made me put I put the gear on, right?
Right.
I put it's like 60 pounds of gear, like the plates and everything like that, right? Listen,
Right.
I couldn't do one push-up.
Listen,
Dude, I couldn't walk. I said,
Right.
"Get this up, I'm going to die."
I had all the respect in the world for our
Oh.
troops anyway. I'm a big
Right.
fan and supporter of our troops, but when you get there and actually see what they literally go through,
Crazy.
and then I said, I'm not fucking complaining. I got
Oh,
a trailer. They're in a
Mom,
tent. They're in a tent.
Air conditioning's not
Yeah.
working. What
so,
the fuck?
so Goose,
It's unbelievable.
Goose and I are sharing a trailer. This guy snores like a mother. I'm
Right.
okay. The whole trailer shaking, right? So I said they got the shower, and as soon as I saw this bathroom before he got there, I'm like, he's not going to fit in this fucking shower. What are you kidding me?
Dig a hole.
I barely fit, right? So he goes in. Next morning, he gets up first. He takes a shower. I was still out, right? I finally get
I
up.
took it in the middle of the bathroom. I had like
So
whatever.
he leaves. I go. I'm half awake. I one eye's crusted shut. I go in the bathroom and I'm walking in water. I'm like, what the? He literally took the thing, held it in the middle of the bathroom,
Fuck
and
that.
showered in the middle. There's 3 inches of water,
And the water was
in the bathroom.
scalding hot.
Oh, it's hot.
Right.
And they don't have hot water heaters.
No, they
There's
just
no
Just because the
No,
pipes
tanks,
in
they
the,
get
in the
barrels.
tanks are above ground.
and
Right.
they paint them black.
Wow.
And the fucking water's like you could make macaroni in a
Yeah,
motherfucker.
forget-
It's so hot. No,
Not,
it's
you won't get a
unbelievable.
disease, right?
Dude, I'm telling you, man. But I tell you what an awesome experience it was.
Oh,
I had it.
Awesome. I love the troops, men and women.
Getting on
Amen.
that plane
Amen.
coming home is probably pretty good, too.
Amen to all of
It was
our
awesome.
veterans and all of our currently serving
Absolutely,
troops. But
100%.
the CBOs, the construction battalion, amazing, man. We wouldn't have gotten it done without them.
No, they were
Like every
great.
time you think you're a tough guy and a man,
Oh, dude, I'm telling
you
you.
walk
man.
into
You
it,
know
because
what's-
those guys,
you know what's
and
really
they don't
no
try to
idea.
show off. They're just natural.
No,
right?
you know what's scary is when you go there, you see the movies like, oh yeah, look at all these Marines and everything like that. And then you go and you really see who our troops are.
Right.
They're 18 and 19-year-old
18,
kids.
19,
Yeah.
20-year-olds.
They're kids.
Yeah, they're
Right.
kids.
It's like you're in a high
Absolutely.
school and everybody's got an automatic weapon. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
And
like
they're
Jesus.
thanking you. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You don't have to thank us.
Was
We're
the
thanking
Debbie Gibson
you.
fan club the same?
Yeah, Debbie Gibson fan club was there, man. But we could have probably.
Was it just as tough to navigate through that?
Right.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But listen, I want to thank you for
No,
coming
please,
out.
Well, wait.
good.
I actually had a couple questions.
Okay, good.
So
I didn't sign up for that. But
You've been waiting this whole thing to ask these questions. All right.
They always talk about I don't know sports or anything.
right.
Did you play sports? Like, how
Yes.
did you get into?
I was the backup third baseman for the Phillies
You fucking with
behind Scott Rowland.
Oh, you're not fucking with me.
No.
Right on.
Are you a Hooters girl?
What the fuck? So then, how did you get into?
No, I was on the PGA Tour.
He's fucking with me again. I'm just curious.
He will believe you. Anything you say, he believes you.
He was Debbie Gibson's bodyguard.
Yeah, I will.
No, that's for real. I taught a Jing Fa Ta to a group of Major League Baseball players. It's Australian martial arts.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I. That's
He
what
taught Steven Seagal actually how to
taught
fight.
him.
How to run.
Right.
He was a sprinting coach.
You're lying.
Fucking.
Boo! Ah!
Knees up.
No, I was not a professional athlete, despite the fact that to you I clearly.
Well, no,
look
but
like
like, did you play sports in high school?
yeah,
or,
but no
like-
more than any other American kid growing up on a sandlot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, I was born in New York City.
Another great movie.
Where are you?
Great movie.
Born in New York
Smalls,
City, moved to
killing me,
Cleveland.
Killing me, Smalls.
No, I'm born.
Tell
in
me,
Michelle, do you know that
your
movie?
whole-
Sandlot?
Yeah, tell me.
You know
Yeah,
Sandlot?
I know
All right,
Sandlot.
all right.
I know Sandlot.
Just checking.
Tell me your whole. Let's hear your whole schedule. Where it went.
I
from
do.
it.
You know Sandlot?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Oh,
What was the name of the
she knew-
dog?
She knew who Babe Ruth
What was the
was,
name of the
that's right.
dog in
I did.
Sandlot?
I don't know the name. Okay, that's a
You're
lot.
killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Killing me. That's the best, dude. That's the
I know that line.
They just did a
I know
reunion with
that's
all.
a big
Google
See
it.
that?
Huh?
They just did a reunion with all the
Killing
guys
the
that were in the
Smalls?
movie.
Yeah.
Google what's the dog's name
In
Sandlot.
Sandlot.
All right, come on. Give us your whole thing. You were
I was
born in New York
the city, moved to the Bronx, grew up in New Rochelle,
Right.
about 25 minutes outside of the city. Went to Syracuse. Long story short, I'd made a couple tapes there. I knew what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to wear a jacket and tie. I couldn't sit in a cubicle. Can't sit still. But I didn't know what I wanted.
Leader
to do.
Rob Burnett.
The Beast.
Is that Syracuse?
There you go.
I was there with Moose.
Moose. Okay. Yeah,
Rob,
same-
no, he
Rob
was
same
Rob was
age.
the thing after me. I was there with who's there? I was there before McNabb. I was there with what's his name? He came in second for the Heisman behind Tim Brown. He's out in Long Island. Shoot, my memory's shot. A lot of
Yours. I can't remember either.
drugs.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever. So, but do you remember Tommy Kane?
Is this the
No.
short version or is this the
No.
long version you're telling us? Which
Oh,
one
we're
is
killing
it?
time,
We're
right? The
talking
sponsors unhappy with this? No. So long story short, so I get a job in Buffalo.
Right.
I don't know what I'm doing, but they allowed me to figure out what I could do well. I sucked at updates. I can't read from a script. I wasn't a good producer, but if you put a microphone in front of me, I could talk to guys.
Right.
And I was just being a kid from New York, talking out my ass like anyone from the Northeast would do. So I'm doing a 6-hour show on Saturday and Sunday. Daryl Talley threatens to kill me because I said something about him after a Bills game. Now the Bills, as you know,
Tally was sick.
the
He was
Bills,
crazy.
like you don't mess with the Bills, and that's
Right.
the run. That's
Oh, yeah.
you know they're going 4 straight Super Bowls. They walk on water. And Daryl Talley, who started, he wanted to be an owner of McDonald's.
Right.
So to own a McDonald's,
You
you
gotta
have to
work.
work every job
Yep.
before you even show them the money. And I did a spoof of what it would be like if you went to the drive-through and Daryl Talley was the guy.
McDonald's. Hey, motherfucker, what do you want? Some fries? You want beef?
So I convinced him to let me do shows at 3 a.m. There's this radio. There's a straight shot from Buffalo to Cleveland, unbeknownst to me. I get a phone call from Cleveland. We want you to come be our new nighttime guy. We love your show. We listen every weekend. I go to Cleveland. I'm 21 years old. I'm now in 28 states and half of Canada. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know how to talk to guys. And I'm just doing my thing. No one can teach you how to
You're
do
a
it.
talker.
Right.
I can just do this.
There you go. Exactly.
I don't need calls. I can just do it. And guys like the show.
Right.
So I put in for a vacation to go play golf with my buddies in Myrtle Beach. And I see on the executive secretary's desk, no need to approve this vacation. The plan we discussed will be in place before these dates. So I'm getting fired. I'm like, fuck you. I got it. The show was 14th. We're 4th now. They put me on the Cavs broadcast. I go in the next morning and I MF the program director up and down.
It wasn't you.
You should have told me what you said. I'm like a second son to you. F you. Blah, 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 blah. He goes, are you done? I go, I'm just getting started. He goes, well, let me know when you're done. And I go, all right, I'm done. He goes, we got you a job in Philly. He goes, "You're not conservative. This is a conservative talk station, and there's a guy starting a new station in Philly called WIP. You'll be great for them. He wants to hire you." So I go to Philly, and then the two big things that happened to me in Philly. I broke the story that Norman Braman sold the Eagles to Jeff Lurie. I really just fell into it, but it was my story. That and Eric Lindros and the Flyers sued me. And
what were you at a blackjack table with fucking? Were you? You were at a blackjack table and fucking all fucked up. I'm selling this fucking.
Oh, with Dorman? Braman, some lawyer told me. But the Lindros thing, I owned a bar in Philly. Right. And I never said a word about the guys because no one's business. And I'm out doing a show one day, and a guy goes, Lindros missed the home game. It's a home and home with the Penguins. He missed the game. And some guy calls up. That's not right. It's the only game I can afford to take my kid to, and he's not there. I go, yeah, guys can be hungover. Big deal. I missed the game. He was hungover. They go, excuse me? I go, what's the big deal? He's 25 years old. He was hungover. He couldn't get around the ice without vomiting, which was the story. But no one knew that. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So they sue the radio station. They sue me. Wow. It's the back page of Sports Illustrated. It's in every newspaper. Loudmouth guy in Philadelphia accuses Eric Lindros of being drunk and misses the game. And I don't say another word about it. They have this huge investigation. They wound up firing a girl I'm friendly with because they saw her phone that I'd called her a couple times the day before the story. Oh, she did nothing, knew nothing about it, but they fire her to appease Lindros' mom. They come out, they go, he was not out drinking. He was in a hyperbaric chamber because he was recovering from an injury. I go, okay, great. Then they said, we got that wrong. He rented movies from Blockbuster. I go, all right, just show us the receipt. Great. He was in my bar. I was drinking with him.
Do you have a hyperbolic chamber in your bar?
We don't have a hyperbaric chamber.
You never said that.
I never once said it. Never.
Oh, shit.
And I felt awful that now it's out there because I wasn't trying to out him. I don't give a shit. And I said, look, if I was 25 years old and had $10 million, I'd be doing the same thing. Matter of fact, I was. You know, we were drinking every night. So I wound up from there, going to Florida. I was syndicated for a company that's now known as CBSSports.com.
Right.
So they give me a shitload of stock. For me to get the stock, I have to be there for 1 year. My stock vests on the 365th day of my contract. I have 6 million shares of stock. Okay? At one point, the stock goes public. The internet boom's happening. The stock hits a high of 83.
Jesus.
Whoa, hold on. And
that's like 240 million.
I have 6 million shares of stock.
So you had like 240 million.
Now, to be fair, just because it went there doesn't mean you're going to sell it. You know, I think it's going to go to 100. The average trading price for 6 months was 33. They fired me in my 364th day.
What? Holy fuck.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
That's fucked up.
I've never sued a person in my life.
Dude, that's
I got to sue you.
Wow.
The human resource guy is my best friend in the company. He actually watches me pack my shit and walks me out of the building.
I just got physically ill there.
Buddy of yours.
We wound up settling for, less than pennies on the dollar about 5 years later.
Dude.
So from there, I went to Denver, was at WNEW, New York, failed miserably there doing mornings, went to Jersey, was the number one highest rated afternoon show at 101.5 in Jersey, and then I was offered Howard Stern's job when he announced he was going to satellite, and I'll never forget it. They offered me the job. I got all the permission from the station to go, and it's like a $30 million job. Like, we're moving back to New York. I'm replacing Howard Stern in like Boston.
This is when he went to.
This is before David Lee Roth replaced him.
Got it,
Right.
gotcha.
So I'm going to be in Philly, in Boston, New York, and West Palm.
Yeah.
I'm replacing Howard Stern. We have a deal. We're all set. I'm driving back home. Lived in Philly at the time. We're moving back to New York. I'm replacing Howard Stern. Wow. Unbeknownst to me, the guy I worked for sends a fax to Joel Hollander, who was running CBS Radio at the time, and says, if you want to hire Craig, it's $3 million. When you pick up the phone, the number goes up.
Holy
The guy goes,
cow.
we're not paying $3 million to get him out of his contract. We were told everything's above board. We're good. So they call me up. They go, what the F? Boom, boom. We're not hiring you. I go, give me 24 hours to make it right. They go, we'll give you 24 hours. You cannot get fired. If you get fired, we're not hiring you. Because I figured just go in there and say, fuck, and we're done. I go in. I call emergency meeting, the operations, the owner, the GM, every word in the book. They should have punched me in the face. I was disrespectful, whatever I could say to get out. And they go, look, you represent 70% of our revenue. We're not letting you go. Well, why didn't you tell me that 3 months ago before I went down this road?
Yeah.
So fast forward, I'm miserable there, and Imus says nappy-headed hose.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, is that right? Is that right
Yeah.
when that happened?
Yeah.
It's almost a year later.
Dude.
And he says those 3 words, and they decide to fire him. And I go, there's no way they're calling me after the Stern thing. They won't touch me, a million feet. And my phone rang the next day.
Dude, you've had some bad star alignment here, man.
So that's, and then I got the job, and for 10 years,
Wow.
we were number 1.
Yeah, no, hey, listen.
And then the shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
That'll be another day.
Listen, with all that going
Okay, gotta go.
with all that shit, with all that craziness going on, how did you fit into Debbie Gibson concerts?
Listen, when you're committed to someone's craft, you're committed to it.
Oh, that's
Yes.
fucking great.
Do you want to
That's
sing us
awesome.
out? Can you sing us out?
You want to sing us out soon?
I think.
Come on, man.
I mean,
Shake your love. I just can't shake your love.
Oh, God.
he knows.
Oh, my
He
God.
knows every word.
Told you,
I
one day.
just threw up my mouth a little bit.
One day.
Listen, well,
If you did lose it, just out of curiosity, who do you think you take out first?
Oh, Goose.
Oh, all right. He's got a plan.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to
So
know.
where? We go to lunch?
Very, very public.
I went for the biggest guy.
Take out the biggest one.
Hey.
That's smart strategy.
I got to thank you for the Calandras bread and the half of provolone. A half.
You only
Half
get half.
eaten
Yeah.
provolone. This is
It's not
a.
smoked. Good
It's,
salt.
it's good to know that we're all a fan. We're all a fan of Michelle. It's good to know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we need
Yes.
to
We're all a
Hey.
fan of Michelle.
An
Yes.
8-pound provolone. We have 4.5 pounds left.
right.
That's good.
Not bad.
And no, it was great. Listen, we want to have you back on too.
Yeah, no
This is-
doubt.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
And I'm
stuff.
going to come on your
Love it.
show and
Yeah, for sure.
This is why I understand now why you love doing radio.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's
stories,
the best
dude.
gig in the
That's
world.
all it
dude.
is.
It's
best
long
gig.
form. Like you can't do this in a half hour.
No, exactly. Exactly.
But take a break. Take a break. Like they yell at me all the time. Why didn't you take a break? Didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to take
Yeah.
a break.
You know,
pain in the ass,
so
man.
we'll see.
He'd always ask me why you take a break because I don't fucking want to take a break.
Like we probably just did an hour plus easy. Right
Oh,
there.
easy. Yeah. It was, You know what's funny is the first time we decided to do this, I had to, talk Goose into it. Not talk him into it, but he was like,
That's a great
how long are we going to do it? How long are we going to do it?
Just 2
I
hours.
said, Goose,
I
it
go,
could be.
fucking what?
It's probably, no, I said probably about an hour, 45 minutes. He goes, no.
Right.
30
20
minutes.
minutes.
30 minutes max.
Now, do
We
you
start-
still build stuff?
I build stuff all the time.
Can you- I
I
need-
build
I need
stuff
to
all the
build-
time. I can't not
Listen,
build
you
stuff.
Like,
live
I
in- you
built
live in-
something.
you
I'm
live
out
in
in Chester.
I always build stuff.
I need to build a chicken coop.
All right.
So
Did you see mine?
No, do you have a chicken
Actually,
coop?
you should get his
Do you?
blueprint. He's got a
Want some
chicken
eggs?
coop.
Yeah, but I want to build a chicken coop.
Yeah.
But if I do it like I do it, it's like 88% right.
It's that 20% that fuck
Listen,
shit.
we got to build him a chicken coop.
Absolutely, man. Well, that'll be our next podcast.
Whatever.
All right.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want you to do it for me. I like.
Right.
You want to do it with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
I want to hammer, nail shit.
You want to actually do it.
So I built a shed
All right.
this past
We'll
summer.
use his
How'd it
as a
go?
blueprint.
From a
So-
kit?
No, from scratch. I
Scratch.
bought everything. I built the shed, and it's heavy as anything, right? So I was building on its side.
But you
It's like
framed it and everything.
everything.
All right.
But I didn't have a big enough ladder to do the frame, so I figured I'll be smart. I'll build it on its side. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't lift
you,
it.
You thought you were being smart.
I couldn't get it up. Right.
You couldn't get it up.
Couldn't get it up.
That's the line.
That's
I couldn't get it up. I'll say it again. Daddy couldn't get it up. So now I got this like about 800-pound shed in my driveway.
Yeah, when you build it like that.
And
Yeah.
I got 6 guys, many of them foreigners, trying to help me lift it.
And they can't get it up.
Couldn't get up.
Nobody can get it
What'd
up.
you do?
Tore it apart.
Oh,
Why don't you just call me?
Isn't that the best?
I built the thing for a week.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so proud of it. Like my kids are gonna put all like their paintball rifles in there and stuff. It's like we built it together
And then
with
you
our
gotta
own
take it-
hands.
then you gotta take it apart.
Firewood.
Yeah, firewood. Yeah.
Do you live in Jersey now, or
Chester.
still in New
I'm
York?
not telling you. That's for damn sure.
I wouldn't.
You want my
Smart.
license?
Yeah, he lives
Smart.
about a half hour. from
Wondering
here.
where you're
Would it take you a half hour to get here?
There's a Burger King in Harlem.
He's already got
Take you
a.
a half hour.
35 minutes.
He's already tagged you. You've already got a thing on you.
Geolocator.
Yeah, he's already got.
Well, thanks for having me on.
No, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
It was
all right,
awesome.
man. Good
Awesome.
times.
Thanks, bro.
Good time. Next time you should be on time. All right. Next time you should be on time.